Hi everybody, how you doing? Good morning, one and all. Welcome to January the 31st, the last day of the month. It's Monday here in 2022. And just in case any of you were in a time machine and you got into a car with a flux capacitor and you landed and you turned on the internet just to see just in case any of you were in a where am I, when am I, well, it's where I am right now, January 31st, 2022. Now, where I really am right now, I could have taken a flux capacitor ride and could be somewhere else, but I'm at the moment I'm here. You know what I find fun about thinking about time travel is you'll see some people talk about it on a talk show or something like that. And someone will say, "Well, if a time machine is possible, and let's say we're on the Late Show on TV. Well, if time machine is possible, why don't I just walk out of the curtain right now from the future? Because I knew that I was on this show on this day at this time. So, why don't I just come out of the curtain over there as my future self and pop in and say hi and say, yes, time travel is really possible. So let's watch and see if I come out from the curtain. And of course, nobody comes out from the curtain. He's going, see, well, that means time travel isn't possible, because wouldn't you want the world to know that time travel is someday going to happen, be able to be done? So couldn't there be a way for a future, for time traveler in the future to come back to us and say, yes, but what it might be though is you're sitting on the couch and on the talk show with the host, and you say, come on out of the curtain, say hi to us. And it's not you that shows up. It's someone you have no idea who the person is. And it's like a Doc Brown that comes out and says, oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm here from 500 years from now, just to let you know that in about 500 years, so that you, for the rest of your life, you haven't got a shot at time travel because it won't be invented by then. Just thought, and don't ask me how long you have to live. I'm not going to answer these questions. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now. And then off they go. Not even, we don't even get that. We don't even get a Doc Brown guy showing up saying, yeah, I'm here from the year 24, 21. Can you imagine a Doc Brown kind of guy landing in New York City, going into a TV studio to try to tell us that, and none of us would call the psycho people to have this guy arrested and put away somewhere? That's why they're not coming back. They don't trust us. These folks in the future are going, are you kidding me? I'm coming back to 2022 with those psychos over there. Those folks can't even figure out how to get along, let alone how it's going to tolerate me as some sort of a soothsayer. No, I'm not coming back. The hell with those guys. They can just figure it out themselves. Maybe that's what it is. Have you thought of that? I don't know. Anyway, what I think we really want to know about the future is what's going to happen with the markets today. That's what I think we really want to know. Can you tell me, Bruce, are the markets going higher? Where are we at? Can I make money on my stocks? What should I do with my options? Should I write options, and which stocks and at what levels? Can you just help me with that? That's all I want. That's all I need, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. If at the end of the day today I'm richer than I was going in, and I feel better about myself, you know what more can I ask for? So, okay, so I'll do the best I can to tell you the future. How about that? I can tell you that in 56 minutes, the market will open. There's a guarantee right there. Certainty is on its way. This afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern time, the markets will close on the New York Stock Exchange and on NASDAQ and on the American Stock Exchange. And we will then start trading after hours stocks. So that much I can pretty well assure you, unless, of course, a 9/11 event happens sometime during the day that shuts it all down early, because you never know. There can always be an event that shuts things down early. So we have to kind of, keep that in the back of our minds, because it has happened before. And there you are. It's not often that markets get shut down during the day, and get halted, and everyone is sent home. It's not a very often kind of thing. I believe I recall it happening. Well, it certainly happened during the Kennedy assassination. That was a Friday, I believe, and the market closed almost immediately. Within 20-30 minutes, the market shut down for the balance of the afternoon. That was it, because that happened around 2 in the afternoon Eastern, if I recall, something around 2 o'clock Eastern. The Reagan assassination attempt, that was on a weekday. That I think was a Thursday, or was it? Or was it? I don't remember. It was just after in the afternoon. It was just around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Also, it was after lunchtime in Washington as he came out of the Washington hotel. That within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I think we were closed. We were shut down. I don't think the market closed when the space shuttle blew. When the space shuttle went up from the launch pad and exploded over the launch, I don't think markets were shut down for that. Don't. I don't think so. That happened in the morning. That was first thing. That was early. That would have been about 10, 11 in the morning Eastern time, something like that, just before noon hour Eastern. It had been that rocket launch had been delayed a few days because of cold weather, and it was delayed in the morning. And then they launched it in a beautiful blue sky, but unfortunately, ice had formed and they had all kinds of issues. I'm just thinking 9/11, that was a Tuesday, and the plane went into the building at about 8 something in the morning, if I recall. 8, yeah, 8 in the morning, and the second plane hit 45 minutes later, and then the first building came down. I don't even think the market opened that day. I think we had futures. The futures were open. The pre-markets were open. And if you ever go onto YouTube and just enter 9/11 as it happened, something like that, you will get a selection of videos of actual broadcasts that were going on at the time. CNN was the first news network to cut in North America with the image of the building on fire. And that was 8 something in the morning Eastern. The markets are supposed to open at 9:30. And I don't think the Dow opened. I don't think the market. So, and we were closed for the whole week. I think the entire week we were shut down from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We may have opened Friday, but I know we were open on Monday. That was a catastrophic moment. And since then, I don't remember any other time about when the markets were shut down, completely shut down, closed early or anything like that. I'm trying to remember. I know that we had violent sessions. We've had, really violent up and down movements in the markets for whatever reason, but I can't recall the markets closing early because of one. We have circuit breakers now that kick in when markets drop dramatically as a whole. They kick in, and then they let the market kind of gather themselves, and then they reopen it, and they'll resuspend trading for 15 minutes and allow buyers and sellers to figure out what they want to do, and then they reopen the market, keep it orderly so that we don't just have pure panics. But I don't recall any others that were like that, at least not in the last few years. Am I missing one? You let me know. We'll see what's going on. I remember another event that a lot of you who watch me here would not have been old enough to really recall. And definitely, it's a story that has been quietly, it just is faded away from headlines. And this was big news. This was a story that lasted, gosh, I bet you it lasted 2 weeks at least on the front pages. And it all happened back in, I believe the year this happened would have been in the 80s. I'm going to guess 84, something around that time frame, if I recall. I'm trying to remember if it was even before that. Anyway, it was a Korean Airlines 747 from South Korea. South Korean Airlines plane that was going from the U.S. to, I believe, Seoul, South Korea. And the flight pattern you take when you leave LA or you leave Seattle or San Francisco is you fly north first. You actually leave LA and head north, and you go up past the coast of Canada, and then you begin the curve all along the Alaskan, the Aleutian Islands, all those little islands that trail off the state of Alaska. You do this curve, and then you come down. And in fact, you're taking a shortcut around the globe because the world is round. Just don't say that too loudly. Some people don't believe you. But you climb sort of north and then come south to the other side, rather than try to go from LA straight west all the way over to South Korea. That's a way too long of a trip. This way, it's shorter, and you get there a lot quicker. In any event, this Korean flight airline, it had on board, I believe, a couple of senators, if I recall. I'm trying to remember if it had any congressmen or senators on board from the U.S. Congress. I'm not sure if it had any politicians from anywhere else, but it had citizens on board from Korea and from the United States and other countries. And the plane was flying from the U.S. to South Korea, and the official story goes that the plane had, on its last 2 hours of approach, had wandered too far off course and was actually in Soviet Union airspace. According to the Russians, they said they were in the Russian airspace near sensitive military areas. And the North Koreans were freaking out, wondering if they were going to fly over their territory, which is verboten. And the Russians sent up jet fighters, to intercept this plane. And they wanted this plane to divert its route and land in the Soviet Union. And they wanted to check out whether or not this plane had actually gone in the belly of the plane, spy cameras, and whether this plane was being used by the CIA as an overt way to photograph Soviet installations, because American based planes would not veer off course like this. No way. So the thinking was, well, the Americans are using the South Koreans as their way to do it. This is the Russian. This is the Soviet Union, and this is before the wall came down. In any event, apparently the story goes that the pilots, the fighters, caught up with the jet. Not easy, not hard to do, and instructed the jet to head over here. And the pilots were probably talking to headquarters as to what should we do, kind of thing. And as far as in the official, what really happened and what didn't really happen, is the thinking was that they were going to continue on to Seoul. They were within an hour of landing, and there was no way they were going to divert this plane to the Russians, because this would just be a kerfuffle. And the Soviets gave orders to shoot it down, and they shot her down. They shot that plane out of the sky, and all were lost. And the plane landed in the ocean, and it was a huge international incident, to say the least. It then came out that when the plane went down, it was big news. What happened to this 747 airplane? And as the days went by, more and more details came out. And of course, the Russians defended themselves by saying they wouldn't listen to instructions. They were in our airspace, and under international law, we have the right to pull the plane out of the sky and bring it into an airport. We can bring it to our territory. You're in our territory. We want you to land. And the plane said no, and or at least as far as the Russians are concerned, the plane refused. And so they were warning shots, and they still didn't do it. There were all kinds of excuses from the Russians, all kinds. And then the Americans got involved, the Koreans got involved, and the Chinese threw up their little 2 bits of commentary, and the North Koreans did all their propaganda, and on it went. And this story was on for a long time. The stock market didn't get halted for that. And we didn't have World War III, but we were wondering, oh boy, here we go. If this is going to happen around the world, where planes are anywhere near Russian airspace, are we going to see civilian planes without none of these planes have guns. Are these planes going to get shot out of the sky by these trigger-happy Russians? What's going to happen? And so, of course, the Americans and all of its allies tried to condemn the Russians for their actions. The Russians just had a steadfast, straight face, going, get into our airspace, you take your chances, and you guys have all the satellites, you have all the Western technology. A 747 should have no problems figuring out where the hell it is, because you got a pilot, a co-pilot, and a navigator. And if your navigator can't figure out where the hell you are and Soviet airspace, you know where Soviet airspace is. There is no chance of being way off course. That can't happen. Anyway, this was a huge international incident that happened again. I think in the early '80s this took place, and it was quite the tension-filled times in those days. And I think, though, at the end of the day, diplomacy behind the scenes settled things down. But the United States government was not impressed having a couple of their senators getting blown out of the sky. Yeah, that was not what we. That's what caused the big consternation. Was the rest of the world was going to see just how far would the Americans take this, because this wasn't just passengers. There were senior people, and the Russians are going. These guys were covering for CIA. There were CIA people on that plane. And they put the senators on there, unknowing. These senators had no idea that they were being used as pawns by the CIA to cover for them. And then the plane veered off course, and they were trying to take all kinds of photos of Soviet military installations. Oh, no. It was just a big, goddamn mess. And the bottom line is that the victims, the innocent victims were completely forgotten. No one talked about them whatsoever. And it became a big spat between superpowers. And in those days, there wasn't this close association between superpowers. It wasn't as it is now. Even hotlines might have existed, but it was delicate between Americans and the Russians. To really have them talk to each other, you kind of went through the Swiss and other nations. So the media was being used as the tool, the propaganda tool by everybody, and it was quite the thing. Anyway, just thought I'd mention a little bit of history to you from the old days. Welcome one, welcome all to the show today. Nice to have you here at my channel. We're trying to figure out in plain English what's going on. I noticed this morning that Blackberry announced that they have negotiated a deal to sell off a bunch of their patents that they've been sitting on for a long time. $600 million in cash. Blackberry at one time was Research in Motion. That was their name, Research in Motion. And really what they were was a cell phone company, the leading cell phone of the world for a brief period of time in the 80s and 90s. And they were creators of the BlackBerry smartphone, the BlackBerry cell phone. That was an industry leader for what it was capable of doing, and had a legion of fans in the corporate world in particular. It was a real workhorse. And this company out of Canada, near Ottawa, had all kinds of top-notch people working for this company, because they were cutting edge with all this new technology. And they came up with patents and patents and patents for all kinds of cell phone technology, software technology, way ahead of its time. And unfortunately for RIM, Research in Motion, by the time they changed their name and everything else, the company lost its lead in the cell phone business to Apple. When Apple came out with its first version of the smartphone, that did it in. That did in Research in Motion. Within 3 years, that phone was 1/10 of what it used to do, because the Apple phone now became a handheld computer, which Research in Motion was going for, but they didn't have the interface. They didn't have all the stuff that Apple had, and Apple outmarketed them and kept designing new designs, and the rest is, as we say, is history. And so RIM, Research in Motion, changed itself over to become, in effect, a software company, and they're still alive and they're still publicly traded, but they have hundreds of millions of dollars in assets that are like these patents that they can only they took them to a certain point, and now they are not in need of these patents for what they do today and what they will do down the road, and so they're better off to sell them for cash or a royalty and cash or however they're doing it down the road. But RIM was at one time the number one stock in North America that investors were playing, and certainly Canada's most valuable company, Canada's most successful public company since Nortel, which is another company, Northern Telephone, which was also a cutting edge company from the 70s and the 80s. That if you had an office, a corporate office, and you went to a corporate office in 1976, 78, 80, 82, you walked into the reception area and met with anyone at a large corporation, chances are the entire telephone system of this corporation was a Northern Telephone Nortel system with all the switching and everything else. And Nortel was at that time the number one company of Canada as well. And it unfortunately ran into the future of telecommunications, which basically is everybody has one of these now. And you might have one of these as a company phone. This might be your corporate phone, but you have one as a private, as a personal phone. And corporations completely went with the wireless technology as it came out and became more reliable, obviously. And the costs dropped because Nortel was unbearably expensive to get a Nortel system in your office. It was unbelievably expensive because it required a lot of labor and a lot of people and engineers to keep running, and it was analog and then slowly digital. And then, of course, Research in Motion came out with their phones, and they started knocking off percentages of Nortel's business, which eventually made Nortel go under into receivership. And Nortel ended up salvaging a lot of their pensioners' monies, people who had pensions built up with Nortel over tens and tens of years, 30, 40 years, by selling off patents, a lot of their patents. And receivers sold everything off they could for as much as they could. And unfortunately, many retirees of Nortel are trying to survive on a fraction of what they were promised from their pensions. Thankfully, RIM, Research in Motion, recognized soon enough that their days were numbered as a cell phone dominator, and so they shifted out completely and became software dominated. And they make money. They do make money, but they are a shadow of what they once were. And now here we go with the final sell-off of patents to raise more cash and keep diversifying the company in the area that they excel in, because they're still industry leaders in certain areas, but not cell phones. That is Apple now. And speaking of Apple, they came up with their earnings on Thursday night. Friday, the stock did not react right away very well. It was up $3-4 after the aftermarket Thursday night and the pre-market Friday morning. But it was in the last 90 minutes that Apple and the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, the markets made a big power move in the last 90 minutes on Friday afternoon to power up with a big gain. And it was such a gain for the Dow that the Dow had a positive week for the week. It worked out that well for the Dow. Let me show you a little chart. I showed this off this morning to my Gold Bagel members on our early show. By the way, if you're a Gold Bagel member, and please consider becoming one, you can join me every Monday to Friday during market days before the 8:30 show that I'm doing now. We do the the investor alert for Gold Bagel members. I was showing off this chart. If you saw my video this past weekend, I did one on Sunday, a weekend review. I showed off this chart here. So let me show you here. Here you go. This is the Dow Jones for the year so far, 2022. And these bars you're looking at right here, these bars, kid, show you the high and the low of each day so far. So you can see the very first right here, the very first bar over here, this one right here, that's the first day of the year. I think it was January 3rd. And we went up a little, and then we hung on a little bit, and then down we went. And look at all those days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight days, and then lower and lower and lower. The gold bar, the little gold bar, in some cases they're in the middle of these bars, some cases they're at the top, some cases they're near the bottom. The gold bars are where the Dow closed at for that particular day. So the blue bar is the high of the day, the purple is the low of the day, so that's always at the top of the bottom of each bar. And the gold bars are all over the place, and those are the closes. And so if you look at right here where my nose is here, right where this finger is here, this bar is Friday's bar. And you can see how low it was on Friday morning, how high it got at the end of the day. And look at the gold bar. It closed at the high of the day, Friday. And if you look at the day before, which is Thursday and Wednesday, then Tuesday and Monday, you'll note that the gold bar closed at the highest level of the week. As a matter of fact, the 2 bars prior to that, this gold bar, Friday's close is higher, the highest close in 7 sessions. And so this was a major power move that we saw. Now we noticed on Monday a week ago that 5th bar in from this end, the 5th bar in, that's the Monday trading where we moved over 1,100 points from high to low. And look at how the Dow had been way down there and closed near its high that day. Still was lower on Tuesday, lower on Wednesday for the close, about the same on Thursday, and then look at Friday, the big recovery, which outdid all the losses. Big move, and you can thank Apple for a real big chunk of that activity. You can say, thank you, Apple. May I have another? Because Apple reported their first quarter of 2022, which happens to work from September 25, 2021 to December 25, 2021. That is the first quarter of their fiscal year. And so they call it the first quarter of 2022 because their final quarter will be ending December 25th, 2022. In those 3 months, which will be the biggest quarter of the year, they generated in gross sales $123.9 billion. That's how much product they moved out the door in 90 odd days. Net profit, $34.6 billion. So you make a profit of $34.6 billion on $124 billion. This is a profit number in excess of 20+% net profit. Phenomenal for any company, any business you're in. I don't care if you're in the carpet business, you're in the car repair business, you net out 23%, whatever that number is, of net profit. That is huge. And this is the world's largest public company on the planet generating this kind of net profit. This is exceptional. If you take out rent and overheads and everything else, their gross profits are 44%, 43%. Industry leader, world leading numbers, just world leading numbers. So not only do they have huge gross sales, huge net margins on top of everything else. This is why Apple shares do so well. This is how Apple can afford to buy back $90 billion of their stock every year. $90 billion is used to buy back shares from the open market. If you make $34 billion in profit in a quarter, if you can do 4 of these, not that they can, but if you did, you'd be making $120 billion a year net profit. Net unbelievable. I mean, it's just incredible. Tim Cook was quoted as saying on the conference call Thursday night that the number would have been higher on this. These numbers would have been better, but unfortunately, over $10 billion of their sales could not be delivered on time because of supply chain problems. So they had all kinds of computers ordered and other items ordered that they weren't able to produce and get out the door by the 25th of December. That $11 billion in sales has already been delivered now in January and will count towards this quarter that we're into, which is Apple's second quarter, ending March 25th, or whatever that date will be. And so it looks like, and it sounds like, from what Tim Cook also said, was that supply chain issues have been mitigated. We've gotten through the worst of it, And I think what this means is Apple has caught up with their back orders, and that their first quarter sales plus 11 billion from last quarter can now all be put into this quarter coming up. So by March 25, we may see another stellar quarter of earnings for Apple to come through the system. This is really important for the stock market and for investors, because you want to know a couple of things about the market coming up. We've got inflation right now, supply chain problems, interest rate problems, unemployment issues where we have 1.5 jobs for every person who wants a job. We have companies out there like Apple, like Tesla, like Microsoft, and like your local pizza house, your burger joints, your Chinese food restaurants. Everywhere you guys live, you see help wanted signs everywhere, not only just retail stores, but restaurants, and on it goes. We want to know, as investors, can this earnings parade continue on coming in, or are we going to see earnings level off, or are we going to begin to notice a certain number of publicly traded companies out of the 30 Dow Industrials, or out of the 100 NASDAQ, or out of the 500 S&P, or the 2000 Russell Index? How many publicly traded companies that we can buy and sell stock in are going to increase earnings and keep adding to the bottom line, stay profitable, and or how many are going to reduce, are going to have lower earnings and are going into the red? This is the question that's on our minds. And the markets the last number of years have had a wonderful time of it, going higher and higher and higher, year after year after year. I think this chart right here shows us the chart from 1900 to 2013, 14 for the Dow Jones Industrial. And you can sure see from 1980 to 2000, look at that run that we've had there. Unbelievable. And this chart here, very blurry, but from 2010, after 9/11, all the way up here. Well, we had 9/11 back in 2000, I should say, but we had the financial crisis in 2009. Sorry for how blurry this is. But in 2009, you can see how the dip was. That was the financial crisis. Look at the recovery after Obama took over, and then it went right into the next election. But that was a run, a huge recovery run of the markets. We are looking for continuations of this, or are we looking at a retracement? One way to keep the market going higher is if you have companies like Apple and Tesla and Microsoft and others constantly coming up with record earnings every quarter. Because it means that in the case of Apple, the shares were trading 2 months ago, a month ago, they were trading at 33 to 35 times earnings. Right now, Apple's trading at 28 times earnings because we've been allowed to take the current quarter that just ended December 25, get rid of the quarter from a year ago, and now we have the latest 4 quarters that we've put together, and the P multiple of the last 4 quarters shows a 28 time PE multiple. The lower the PE multiple, the cheaper the stock actually is. The prospects for Apple this quarter coming up could be very good, could be better than last year's January to March quarter. If it is, then the PE multiple could be lower again. Now, that's assuming the stock stays where it is right now at 170 a share. If the shares go down to 160 a share, for example, then the PE multiple will shrink. If the shares go up to 190, the P multiples will get higher until the next earnings come out, and then we can readjust them, and we'll see if we bring it back down again. The analysts out there would love to see Apple between 22 and 25. That's where they'd really like. That's where they're comfortable. It's above where the average should be for most stocks, but Apple isn't most stocks. But at 35 times earnings, that's uncomfortably too expensive. It's okay if interest rates are 0. It's okay if inflation is 2%. It's okay if there are no supply chain issues. In other words, Apple is just making oodles of money in a competitive environment that has no competition for its money, for money going into its stock. But if interest rates go up, you can put money into your bank and get a guaranteed investment certificate. If inflation stays higher, you can make money perhaps on other stock where pricing power is better. But in Apple's case, pricing power is very good. Supply chain issues, if you're going to invest in like a Microsoft or a Google Google doesn't have a lot of factories. They sell most of their product online. They don't have supply chain issues like Apple would with factories and hardware and parts and so on. And so there's all this competition for capital to go where it wants to go for the best returns. But at the moment, Apple is delivering on all fronts. And the public's in love with Apple. They're in love with the product line. They're in love with how products talk to products. So you watch me on my iMac Pro or my MacBook Pro. I have my big ass iPad over here. I got my fancy dancy phone. They all talk to each other. And I like that. It's easy for me to be the YouTuber that I am, as technically impossible this is for me. This makes my life easier. And for me to switch out of one of these products to go to another brand, you got to be kidding me. Why would I do that? And that's what Apple wants. Apple wants me committed to their brand across the board. And that has been a success of theirs. Anyway, we have to watch and see how the markets react, and for earnings, we have to see how companies bring out their earnings to us. Can they exceed the analysts' projections, meet or exceed, I suppose, and will that convince analysts to say we're keeping a buy rating on Apple or on Microsoft or on Oracle or on Google or Amazon or any of the stocks we follow? We'll keep a buy recommendation on the stock. Here's our target price over here. And the company looks like it's going to just keep on growing and growing and bringing in more capital. Interest rates going up won't matter. Inflation at 4, 5, 6%, albeit not ideal, won't stop the key stocks from going higher. Unfortunately, though, not all S&P 500s will do as well as Apple does. Neither will all Dow 30s or the Russell 2000s. Unfortunately, the markets out there, stocks, certain companies will not benefit and will not be able to do as well as Apple does, but then very few do in any event. And so now it becomes a stock pickers market. And you could, in the last, when Obama got elected and George Bush was sent back to Texas, you could have bought index funds after the crash of the housing market and the financial meltdown and Congress stepping in to try to stabilize everything and the Fed trying to stabilize everything. If you bought index funds at that time, and very few people did because they were really selling because they needed money, because their bankers were calling them up saying, you have $400,000 mortgage and we need you to pay it down to $300,000 so you can keep your house. There were people actually doing the worst possible thing, and that was selling assets for next to nothing to try to hold onto a house that was upside down. Terrible move. Give the key back to the banker and walk is what you should have done. In any event, that was history. If you'd have bought index funds back then, you'd be laughing 10 years later. I mean, during the Obama years, oh man, did those markets ever go up nicely. But here we are today in 2022, and we have interest rates going up, guaranteed. We have inflation that's already up. It's here. Now we have supply chain issues, a pandemic, and the employment rate issue, underemployment. You now have to pick the right stock. That's what you got to do. Now, what I'm suggesting a lot of you consider doing, a way to avoid picking the wrong stock or having the right stock not do the right thing. And that could be Apple. That could be Cisco. That could be Microsoft. It could be Facebook. It could be IBM. I have a number of stocks that I like that I mentioned to you folks that are of a senior nature. These companies are perfect for you folks out there to consider becoming a poor man covered call writer of. So you like Apple? Great. You like Cisco? Fantastic. You like Goldman Sachs? Yeah, baby. So do I. But is there a guarantee that between today and a month from now, a quarter from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, these stocks will just go up and only go up and never go down with any kind of a correction? No, there is no guarantee of any of that on any stock whatsoever, ever. So how can you play the upside of these stocks and enjoy a return and protect yourself at the same time? Because after all, we only go around once. And if we're 45 now and we've been saving for 15, 20 years, We don't want this money to go away. It's our retirement for the future. We want to build on this. Some of you folks are yelling at me, going, Bruce, I want to get out of my job. I want to be self-employed. Can you help me get me? Can you get me there? And I say, well, here's one way to perhaps get you there, and that is poor man covered call writing, where instead of buying 100 shares of Apple, for example, for $170, 17 grand, instead of taking 17,000 and buying 100 Apple, why don't you buy 5 Apple option contracts that are around 3,000, 3,300 a piece, ballpark, that are in the money? These might be roughly 140s. And now write 5 contracts against those 5. Instead of writing 1 call option against 100 shares for 17 grand, why don't you write 5 call options against 5 contracts that are in the money? And you're bringing in 5 times the amount of option revenue rather than from 1, you're getting it from 5. And you can write very conservative option strategies against the Apple stock. And if the shares go higher, okay, they go higher. You're writing out of the money calls as it is. So you don't mind the stock going up $5 a share anyway. That's fine, because the options you're writing are 5 out of the money as it is. That still makes those future contracts worthless because they're still out of the money technically. But the options you bought down here, the deep in the money contract, are more valuable because they're $5 further in the money now than before. And because you're going to buy them on a 90-10 rule, which you will find out when you watch my course that I just did on Saturday, you'll fully understand it now. You'll realize, yeah, Bruce, Jesus, you're on the right track here. I can buy these contracts. And even on a 90-10 basis, 90% of the contract is book value, 10% of the contract or less is time value. The stock goes up $5. These contracts go up $450 a piece, minimum. $450 each. I got 5 of these things. That's $450 times 5 contracts. That's $2,250 in gains. And yet the contract I wrote is still out of the money. And by the time it expires next week or the week after, it's worthless. It'll be down to 50 cents, $1. I can buy those back for pennies on what I sold it for and rewrite new calls $5 ahead of the market again. But what I'll do now is when I buy those calls back for 50 cents each, instead of turning around immediately writing new contracts, I'm going to sell my deep in the money calls, lock in those 450 gains, turn right around, and now I'm going to buy 145 deep in the money calls instead of the 140s that I just sold. I'm going to reposition myself into new calls for about $3,300 a piece and scoop the 3,800, cash in, and now take a new position in 5 new contracts. And now I will write brand new calls $5 ahead of the market all over again and say to the market, come up another $5. No problem at all. I'll buy back these calls. I will sell these in the money calls for another $2,200 gain, roll into 150s. Welcome to the poor man covered call strategy, where you win on both ends of the trade. And for those of you who are shareholders, you have 100 Apple, you're never going to sell the Apple. It's gone to 170 right now. It goes to 175. You're not going to sell them. Goes to 180, you're not going to sell them. You're not going to be able to cash in the gain on your Apple, because if you sell the shares, you can't write options anymore. You have to hold the shares to keep writing options. So you'll make money on the options, but you're not going to make money on your capital gain. You're just going to write it. And if shares fluctuate down or back up again, you're not going to be able to cash in on the ups. Whereas with a poor man covered call strategy, you will sell your covered calls, your deep in the money calls, for cash. You will enjoy that capital gain. I will force you to roll over your profits and take the cash. And those of you who want to get a day job doing this, now you realize, oh, wow, geez, okay, I need $5,000 a month to live on here. Minimum, I need $5,000 income. And in theory, not only can I make that $5,000 by writing options that depreciate with time, I could also make a portion of that money from the deep in the money calls I bought in the first place to be able to write these contracts. I've got a double source of income here, and I might have me an $8,000 a month 1 month, or a $10,000 month that I wasn't counting on because of a movement in the stock. I hadn't even considered that, and now I'm getting you to think like a hedge fund manager. You make money coming and going, and that is what it's all about. The stock doesn't want to go anywhere. your contracts shrivel to zero, which is what you want because you wrote them to do that. They're short-term calls. You're looking for them to go to nothing. If the stock goes down a little bit, your calls will shrink even faster. The short-term calls will shrink even quicker. You may have day trades where you thought you were writing a call for 2 weeks, and in 2 days the call went from $6 to $1.50. You're buying them back for $1.50, locking in your $4.50, and writing again. And of course, if the shares want to go higher and go above the price that you bought your original calls at, then you're going to cash those in and roll them over. So yeah, we had a good time on Saturday with the course. We had a good crowd there. A lot was learned. A lot was gone over. This lesson we did on Saturday, lesson number 11, will be available on the website either tomorrow or Wednesday. Crossing our fingers. Emily is editing it right now. Hopefully we'll get it up in the near future for you, and you'll be able to see it for yourself. And then you can watch it again and again and again and figure out how this works. And some of you will come to the realization that, you know what, Bruce, I tell you, man, I thought I was going to need at least $1 million in savings before I could really seriously think about becoming either self-employed or retired, to get away from that cubicle thing or whatever I'm doing, or working from home for these companies. You're showing me with way less than that, and I mean a fraction of that. You're showing me ways to get out now. And I'm only 38. I'm 43. I'm 47 years old. The kids just moved out last year. We're 52. We thought we had to work, the wife and I thought we had to work for another 13 years till we're 65 before we could even think of retiring. And you're telling us, no. You could be self-employed now, which in effect is semi-retired. You're working. Yeah, you're working. You're doing this, but you're not working. All of a sudden, worlds have changed. Dogs and cats are sleeping together. Worlds have collided. I look forward to your reaction to the lesson when you get your chance to see it. We are 14 minutes away from opening up for trading today. What is going to happen is what we want to know. We are right now with a down dip of 134 points on the Dow, which is improving. We have S&P down only 7. That's improving. We got the NASDAQ up 51, and that's improving. So the markets are actually coming on as we're coming into the opening. And I'm not surprised to see this, because what I'm not looking for, unless something catastrophic happened over the weekend, which I don't think did, there is no need for a 1,000 point dip to start the week. I'm looking for a little dip to start the week where the market's kind of going, well, this thing that happened Friday, this thing that happened in the last hour and a half, is that real? Is that sustainable? Is there some real momentum behind that? Or was this just a glitch? Was that just a little anomaly? Well, you look at the chart that I showed you earlier, and you can see how the market for the last 4 days hasn't moved very much on the close. The closing number for the Dow Jones really wasn't that violent the last 4 days. And all of a sudden, we went up to a 7-day high in one move. Yeah, I think there's some money here. There's some money coming into this market, and it's going to be substantial. And this move, there's higher moves potentially here coming our way. We could have this first 3-4 days of this week, we might be up a couple thousand points on the Dow. We might be. I'm not guaranteeing it. But we might have some serious money coming into this market because we are oversold all over the place. And where are we oversold the most? NASDAQ. And where are we also oversold the most? The Russell 2000. It's in bear territory. There are deals in the Russell 2000. There are deals in growth stocks. You know what growth stocks I'm talking about that I like to follow. You guys know that I have a particular group of growth stocks that I really like Rocket Lab, for example, which was up 14 cents on Friday and is now showing a 15-cent pre-market gain. SoFi, which lost 26 cents on Friday and is only down a penny this morning, actually improving right now. Gamestop, which was up 4.38 on Friday, is now 32 cents higher this morning. It was down $1 when I first started talking to you. Matterport, which is up 7 cents Friday, it's up 17 cents in the pre-market right now. ME 421 Friday, 421 right now, looks to me. Spire 230 unchanged. ATIP looks at around 310-ish or so, a little better. Smart Rent looks to be about $7 unchanged. And Sextera, I don't know what's going on, but it's at $11.95 on the pre-market, up 48 cents. I wish I could tell you why it's doing this, but it's doing this, and I like it. Apple down a nickel. That's okay with me. Goldman down 212. No problem. Was up $6 Friday. Cisco down 34 cents. Yeah, we're going to test a little profit taking here, see if that lasts. And Tesla up $16 this morning. Had gained 17 on Friday. So we'll keep an eye on this opening and see how the market wants to fare. I see the Dow now down only 129, and I see NASDAQ down only 6.5. So we are coming on again. We're still coming on with pre-market strength here. We're going to find out a couple of other stats as the day goes on. Are we going to notice an improvement in what we call the 52-week high-low ratio? I've not really talked about this with you before very much, but I will just say that. See if I happen to have this here. I might have this here. Let me just take a look if I can find this little little nugget of info for you. On Friday, there were 5,593 stocks advancing and 2,800 declining. That was I believe that was the Dow. We had 52-week highs and lows. For the New York Stock Exchange, we had 11 stocks have 52-week highs, and we had 542 with 52-week lows. So even on that day, with the big run-up, we're still way outgunned here. On NASDAQ, we had 21 52-week highs, 1,156 52-week lows. So tremendous imbalance here. But advanced decline numbers were very good on Friday. It looked like 3.6 went up and 1.4 went down. And on NASDAQ, 4 billion went up, 1 billion went down. 4-to-1 ratio, gainers to losers. We'll see how that runs today as the day wears on. We're going to find out how all this comes out. Lots of things to look for, lots of things to watch for. Oil is up 65 cents a barrel to 87.47. There's a lot of talk about, will oil go higher? Is the winter going to be really, really cold? How's it going to go? Can producers produce enough for the market? The old usual crap. Again, I believe a lot of it's hype, personally. There's oil everywhere. There's no shortage of oil. It's just a matter of getting it to market. And I don't believe there's a shortage of refining capacity. I don't believe there's a shortage of gas stations. I just don't believe it. We have not had thousands of gas stations close shop in the United States in the last year. Has not happened. And so there's not a problem getting gasoline for your vehicle. And I really don't believe that oil should even be here, but at the moment it is. Okay. Cindy wants to know, Uncle Bruce, do you still recommend buying GameStop? Writing poor man covered calls just too expensive right now. Buying the stock seems more profitable. Cindy, I've always said on the poor man covered call strategy that if you can buy a covered call on a stock, whatever the stock is, and 90% of the price of the call contract you're buying, deep in the money, is book value, and 10% or less of the price of that contract is time, then it meets the criteria. Obviously, a poor man covered call strategy, you need a contract in the money with time left on it. So you should look at 3 months to 6 months to 9 months out for that kind of a call. Now, there are times where even stocks like GameStop, you can have a scenario where, as volatile as it is, if you go out far enough in time and deep enough in value, you might be able to find a contract that meets this kind of criteria. But if you can't, you have to then buy the stock. You really have to then, risk owning the shares and writing against the stock. And I've always said with my GameStop shareholders, and I've mentioned this to AMC shareholders, but specifically the GameStop shareholders, look, you guys, some of you who watch me all the time, and again, I mentioned this, a year ago now, maybe not quite exactly a year ago, but back in February, March, and April for sure, I started talking about this. I would say to you folks, look, you guys, some of you guys are holding 100 shares of GameStop. Some of you have 85 shares. You should buy 15 more to get to 100 and then start writing options against your 100 shares to bring in cash. reduce your cost of ownership, and bring in capital. Some of you have had 200, 400, 1,000 shares, multiple thousands of shares, and you're just sitting there doing nothing. And you're holding stock worth a lot of money, and it's not making you a dime. And what you're waiting for is the mother of all short squeezes to take you to the moon. And that is an honorable thing to hope for, but practically speaking, it may not pay the bills for a while. And even if a stock does want to take off, there are ways to take advantage of a moving market with option writing strategies, which we've gone over a million times before. So yes, if you can get your hands on a $60 call on GameStop, or a 55 or a 65, and you can pay for it, where you can buy a $60 call that's what, $38 in the money. If you can get it for less than $42, then you're paying 38 plus 4, and that means 42, 10% of that is 420. You're paying less than 10% of the price of that contract in time. We're obviously at $98 a share. It's a $38 book value contract. That is a candidate that you can now use. The catch, of course, is you can't buy you can, but I wouldn't recommend buying a $90 call option on GameStop, because you're not going to get a $90 call option on GameStop for $10 that's good for 4 or 5 or 6 months. Those contracts will be $20, $25. There's no way you're going to get a 90-10 split on a $90 call. So those of you who are thinking, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just buy a call that's like in the money a little bit, and I'll write calls against that call. I'll short circuit this and keep the amount of money I'm paying for a call way down, and then I'll write calls against it. No, it's not going to work. You're going to pay a very high premium on time. And the problem with that is you pay $25 for a contract that's worth $8. You're going to lose that $17 in time value over those number of months that you're playing with that contract. And if the contract's good for 6 months, and you're going to lose, say, $3 a month in time value, this is going to shrink on you very quickly. And now you're competing. You're trying to get revenue in from the calls you're writing against what you're losing on the time value. You don't want to play that game, especially with a contract that has maybe 3 months to go and is going to lose $6, $7 a month in time value. That is brutally expensive. And so you really want to just buy the stock and write against the stock. Yeah. In this case, yeah. Hope that answered your question. Thank you, Cindy B, for always being here. Rob, you got the right idea right there. Hey, guys, let's make some money. We're 3 minutes away from opening here, so let's get going. Thank you all. Let's see. I've had mostly good luck writing covered calls on GameStop. I'm holding over the past few months since the stock has been nosediving anyway. Well, a lot of you folks have certainly been able to minimize the paper loss, from 140 a share to 90 something. If you've brought in $15, $20 in premiums, instead of just losing all $40 of value, you've cut that down to 20, and you're still writing anyway. You write. Sooner or later, it comes the other direction. Your stock goes back to 110, 120, and you've written contracts that have brought you $30, $40. There's $150, $160 in value there. Yeah, you keep writing. You never stop writing. Let's go. SoFi's moving up minutes before the opening, says Pickcomb. I like to hear that and hope it continues. We're showing it at 11:20 right now. Let's see how accurate I am here, if this is going to be redone. 11:20 right now, up 9 cents. We're up 15 on Matterport. We're up 9 cents on GameStop. We're up 18 cents. Sorry, up 18 cents on Matterport, 15 cents on Rocket Lab. Pardon me. So Rocket Lab's higher. SoFi is higher. Matterport is higher. ATIP seems to be higher at the moment. Tesla's higher. The markets are lower. The Dow off in 140. We got the S&P down 9. NASDAQ is up 35. That's what we have at this second in time as we're coming in to the deal. I notice here, Carnival just announced an at-the-market offering for up to $500 million worth of stock. That is bad news for shareholders of Carnival, because it means that the company is in need of another bunch of cash. They can't borrow it on bonds, so they got to sell stock. And Carnival stock in the last little while has not been, let's say, necessarily going straight up. Carnival closed at 1897 on Friday night, and the last month or so they were as high as $23. Now they're in the 19 range. 3 months ago, roughly, they got as high as $25 or so. And 6 months ago, they were as high as 26. So they're going to be issuing stock down here for $500 million. And this is to keep cash coming in to pay bills and buy off or pay off, roll over debt that they're carrying. And so they're announcing this just before the opening, not necessarily all that great. Larry, I suspect you're here hitting the bells for us. Yes, sir, he is, and I thank you very much. Here we go. We're open for trading now. We're going to see how the markets want to respond to the beginning of this week, and we are expecting a down dip to start on the Dow. The question is, how severe? How long will it last? How deep is this pull-off? We're going to find out because we had such a run. We reversed the market by 1,000 points on Friday from low to high to the close. To be off right now, I think we're off 196 is not unreasonable. That's 1/5 of the total recovery. Now we're down 173. So the market, we'll see how deep this drop really is and if it has much of a thing going for it. Okay, we're here, everybody. Welcome all to the show. I'm glad you're here to see how our stocks do. We got SoFi up 16 cents right now. So the home team is playing in the SoFi Stadium. The Rams, they made it to the Super Bowl. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. SoFi up 17 now to 11.27. We got Rocket Lab up 32 cents. Yeah, baby, 8.56. Let's go. The Dow down 155. It's improving a little bit. Gamestop at 100 a share, up $2. Matterport up 24 cents at 8.76. ME, I don't see trades yet. No changes. I've got Spire showing a 2-cent gain. I've got ATIP showing 2 cents. I got SmartRent up 7. Sextera now down 12 cents. That pre-market trade was a random trade. I'm showing 11.34 on Sextera. We'll see how this plays along, but it's had a good run lately. AMC is up 49 cents to 15.55. Robinhood down 40 to 12.20. That's recovered from the $9 range at its lows last week. Vanik Vectors up 47 cents. Home Depot down $2. IBM down 85 cents. Microsoft down $1.49. Apple down 72 cents. Apple now down only 61 cents. Microsoft only down $1.60 now. Goldman down 286. Cisco down 57 cents. Facebook down $2. Amazon is up 6.45. Tesla up $17. Google down 4.65. Bed Bath Beyond down up 7. BlackBerry down 23. BlackBerry sold off $600 million worth of patents for $600 million cash. We'll see how this affects the stock as the day wears on. Royal Caribbean down $1.70 to 72.81. Carnival down 74 cents to 18.28. So it'll be interesting to see what pricing Carnival can manage to pull off this deal. They want to sell $500 million worth of stock, and so far 2 million shares have traded worth about $36 million. So they're going to need some work. That's going to require a bunch of texting and phone calls by the brokers to a number of clients to see if they can raise enough cash to get this deal done within a reasonable price of this price range of $18.20 a share. We'll see how this works out. Target is up 86 cents. JP Morgan down 188. Costco down 4 cents. Walmart up 4 cents. So we got some mixed quotes elsewhere. The Dow now down 190. S&P is down 12 points. NASDAQ is up 20 points. And oil is up 76 cents. So welcome to Monday morning here on January the 31st, the last day of the month for January 2022, as we follow these markets. Octavio and Nacho Concern, thank you guys for becoming thumbs up hitters of this channel. 225 on the thumbs up meter already. We have 651 of you folks here. Nice to have you here. Welcome to the channel this morning. If any of the rest of you can hit that thumbs up button for us, give the show some quick momentum with YouTube's analytic computers, that would be beautiful. Thank you all so much for doing this. Anti-PC, yes, indeed. We're at $100.47 on GameStop, up 256. The question is, will these shares climb, and if so, by how much? And if they do climb, can we write options against them, see a profit taking later, and scoop these contracts back for a nice little flip? Is that a possibility? Can we write $100 GameStop calls for this Friday, or 102s or 105s, and scoop enough of a premium to then perhaps buy them back on a bit of a pullback? Is the GameStop run only going to be up to the 100 mark? And is the stock going to run out of gas there, or can it give us a 105, 107 print this morning? Maybe even 110. Wouldn't that be nice? And can we take advantage of that, where if the shares just come back to 100 from 108, for example, there would be a beautiful option trade for the day there. We're watching this closely. $100.49, up 258. At now 101.32 on GameStop. This is the high of the day right now. And we have not had any news that I'm aware of from the company, so we're hoping that this is a good recovery bounce. Bargain hunters coming in here, scooping up cheap stock. 156,000 traded. Not necessarily insane volume to start the day, but it is a gain of 352 on GameStop. And now the question is, how gutsy are you about this move? Now, obviously, keep in mind, if you were to write a 100 or a 102 or a 105 GameStop call right now, and the shares go higher, not to worry, because you've written an out of the money call. The stock dies this Friday, 4 days. You've got a bit of cushion here for a move higher. But if the shares did back off to 96 this afternoon, you'd have a score. If the shares did go to 110, 115 today, tomorrow, Wednesday, they go against you, you can always do a rollover and stay ahead of the market that way. So you have between now and Friday to make these kinds of decisions. Right now, GameStop 103.54. This is the high today, 103.99. Definitely improving. The hope I have is that a news announcement comes out, or an article comes out, something is said by somebody about the company's potential and future. The company makes a press release. There's a filing, something. I don't know if we're going to get that. I don't know if we do, what the effect will be. I just want to say to GameStop, just go higher. Just go higher. It's fine with me. 104.69, 105.31. Yay, it's going higher. Happy to see GameStop running. And let's have it take a shot, because it is oversold. There's no doubt about that. The question is, technically, what kind of run can we get on it? So keep your eye on it, kids. Thumbs up number 243 from Lone Wolf. Thumbs number 238 from Will Carruthers. Thank you, Will, and all of you for these thumbs ups. Really appreciate it. We got good volume on SoFi. Apparently, we're at 11.19, up 9 cents. Anti-PC is really happy with GameStop hitting 105. Go, man, go. We're up 24 cents on Rocket Lab. We're only down 140 on the Dow. We're down 1.8 points on the S&P. That turnaround is quick so far. We've got Matterport up 14 cents to 865. We have ME up 7 to 428. Spire's up 9 cents to 239. ATIP is up 3 to 305. Smart Rent up 7 cents to 699. Cyxtera now up 23 cents. 11.69 right now. AMC only up 31 cents to 15.30 or so. Robinhood 11.94 down 79 cents. Bannock up 364. Home Depot up 118. IBM down 80. Microsoft down only 93 cents. Apple positive 53 cents to the good. Fantastic. Some of you out there bought the deep in the money calls on Apple last week before the earnings. Today, you want to now take a look at writing, perhaps for this Friday, 174s, 175s. For next Friday, 175s to 180, to see if you can bring in some short-term income, perhaps a bit of a pullback, or at least time shrinkage, all coming your way. Take a good look at that. Goldman down 153 to 345. I'm of the notion that 350 to 360 is doable very shortly for this stock. oversold to say the least, trading ridiculously low on earnings multiples. This is trading at 5.8 times earnings. 5.8. Apple's trading at 28.4. Cisco's trading at 20.5. Goldman at 5.8 times earnings. That is ridiculously low. And so for Goldman to reach 360 to 400 a share would not be ridiculous. It's just a question of will it, and will it do it sooner rather than later. So if you're writing calls on Goldman, you want to be writing calls for this Friday, out of the money, and keep a handle on your trigger in case you need to do a rollover, or you can do a buyback for a nice score. Goldman now down only 74 cents. Cisco down 26. Facebook is down 9 cents. Amazon is up $52. Tesla's up $41. Google down 42 cents. So we've got some movement here. 134 is the loss now on the Dow. Rocket Lab up 30 cents. SoFi looks like it's up a dime. GameStop 101.40, hit 105 for a moment. We'll see if it's got more gas in the tank or if that's all there she wrote. GameStop 343,000, a better opening on a volume trade than lately, which is good to see. Maybe something's cooking. I don't know. Matterport up 34 to 885, way oversold. ME up 8. Spire now up a dime to 1042. ATIP up 3 cents. Smart Rent down 2, and Cyxtera up 17 cents. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. It's nice to have you here. And Big B says, good day, Uncle Bruce. I'm thumbs up number 147. Thank you, everybody, for being here and hitting those thumbs ups for us. We love it. Spire's up too, says Anti-PC. No surprise here. We're oversold on everything. We've been oversold now for 2 weeks, and we're getting snapback rallies, and we should be getting quite a few here all over the place. The Dow now down 106, S&P up 5.5. So this market is coming on. NASDAQ up 124. So it looks good. And NASDAQ is leading the way. And hopefully Russell 2000 will join the party. That would be terrific. That would really be a good thing if Russell wanted to join the party on this deal. Okay, we'll see what gives. Russell is up 37 points, 1.9%. So that's a good sign. It is actually the number one performer this morning. NASDAQ is up 0.89, but Russell is up 1.9. S&P up 0.1 of a percentage point. The Dow right now down 135-ish, 114-ish at the moment. That is where we're watching. The VIX is at 27.89, certainly off those 35 ranges we were at. And so hopefully the VIX will continue to ease off. That's the fear index, and we'll see what's going on, okay? There you have it. We'll see what this market will give us. We're here to watch it all, and hopefully some of you folks will make money today. That would be kind of nice. Yeah. Pick Nose says, finally, BlackBerry finally dumped those patents. Auntie says that Matterport has announced Tom Klein as Chief Marketing Officer. I don't know who that is. Hector, finger on the trigger, Uncle Bruce, not handle on the trigger, whatever that means. I'm not a gun guy. It's just whatever. Ready to fire. We're down 140 on the Dow. Rocket Lab up 27, 29 now. Rocket Lab, go 850, 853. SoFi 1126 up 16. GameStop 99.56. We're jumping around here. Matterport 884 up 33 cents. ME 425 up 4. We've got Spire up 11 to 241. We've got ATIP up a couple pennies to 304. Smart Rent down 2 cents to 697, and Cyxtera up 17 cents, 1163. AMC hanging on to a gain of a penny, now up 8 cents. So AMC started strong, backing off a bit. GameStop started strong, backing off a bit. Still green. Both of them are still green, but they backed off from their highs. Robinhood down 50 cents. Vanik holding a gain of 460. Home Depot up down $1.30. IBM down 97 cents. Microsoft now only down 20 cents. Very good, very solid here. Apple up $1.39. That's good. 170, 172. Adding strength to the markets. Apple showing and leading the way. You deliver earnings, the stock will go higher. And it's now a picker's market. Goldman down 151, Cisco down only 17 cents. Facebook up 30, Amazon up 59, Tesla up 45, Google down 3 points at the moment. There you go, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the fun. Nice to have you here, okay? Glad you're around. Lots of talk about who does what at Matterport. Hopefully that'll be the right guy for the right position. We'll see what's going on. Time will tell how we do here. And again, thank you for being around. And let's go. Okay. Yeah. Welcome all. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of comments coming through. Beautiful. Beautiful, everyone. Talking to everybody else is one of the advantages of being a member here. You get to talk to fellow members who are like you. They're trying to figure out how to make money with these options and or sale on stocks. And so we're comparing notes back and forth. Matterport up 34 cents. It is looking good today. We're happy about that. And hopefully the Matterport will just keep growing, because we were as high as $37 just a few months ago. And boy, would we like to see some improvement. We're back to 100 and maybe even 101 on Gamestop. We're pushing $100.93 around again. So that's good to see. Can GameStop do successive runs where we go to higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows? Can we step up GameStop through 105 to 108 to 110 or beyond? I don't know. It is at $100.78 on a volume now of 433,000. 101.05 on GameStop. We're now back through 105 for a second time. The high of the day, 105.49 on GameStop. AMC is up 36 cents to 15.42 right now. The high was 15.63, 21 cents away from the high of the day on 4.7 million volume on AMC. Can AMC convince its shareholders to be allowed to issue stock from its treasury to pay off debt? In other words, swap debt for stock, or raise money by issuing stock to then knock off debt and reduce their requirements for monthly payments to their bankers, including interest payments. That could turn the theater chain into a cash flow positive scenario, which would be good for the shareholders. The problem is, of course, you have to take the pain of increasing liquidation of stock now for the gain of positive cash flow soon or later. Again, some folks just don't want that to happen right now. They don't want to issue stock at this time, but I don't know how else they're going to take care of the problem. We'll see what's going on. Okay. What else? The time to write calls on GameStop is on a day where it gains 20% because things can pop. Well, Dave, I agree. It would be the ideal. It's ideal to have that happen, but markets don't always work that well for us. I had 295 GameStop last Friday, got exercised. Do I buy them back or I just sell puts? So you got excess. So you own the stock now. You're long the stock. You could write an option now, call options against them, because if you were to write, say, for Friday, a 103 or a 105 contract, you're saying to the market, come and exercise me up. Come and take my stock off my hands here at 105 a share. I just paid 95 for these, plus the premium I'm getting. You can have my stock. Again, if I'm reading this right, Dave, Zed, if I'm reading this right, that's what happened to you. 105s right now, at least I'm showing 4.25 to 530 at the moment. 106s are 380 to 515, and 107s are 405 to 450. Again, these quotes may be accurate or not. I'm not 100% sure on this. Franz is saying Matterport is out like a horse. It's up 51 cents to 902. Matterport is on the roll here on 1.58 million, where I'm sure I'm happy to see this. It's been a while since we've had a shot for Matterport, because it's just been downhill all the way. Well, let's see what gives. Let's go. Yeah, Dave is saying NGL, PAA, and AM are all stocks you should be watching. The American government, the House and Senate have bought well over $1 million in each of these stocks. Insider trading, who's going on? He sold at 95 plus premium, says Mirko. He sold at 95. So Mirko, yeah. So Zed, he wrote. I'm guessing he wrote 95s on Friday, plus he got the premiums. Obviously, he got exercised, so he got taken out at 95. Plus he got the premium. He's now cash, so I guess he can buy his stock. Yeah, that's right. He can buy his stock back now if he wants to, and write against it. Okay, there we go. That's what's going on. Thank you, Mirko. Yeah, right on. It is Monday, and I've got the cobwebs coming out of my head here. I'm assuming that's what's going on. Yeah, I had the stock. My brokerage took them, right. So you got paid $95, plus you got to keep the premium you received in the first place. You can buy them back now at 100 if you want to, or wait to see if they back off back to the 95 or lower level, buy them back again, and then right at that time. You've got options, Zed, definitely to consider. If it goes towards 105, I'll write a 105, says Pick Nose. Mirko, that's what I'm thinking, says Mirko too. Right on. There you go. $100.78 on GameStop right now. So got it. Okay. Now we see what's happening. I mean, yeah, you can buy them now if you wanted to. You'll have to pay $100.58 to get them, but you could turn around immediately and write 100s for this Friday and dare them to take you out at 100 again, plus to keep the premium. On the other hand, you can write 105s for this Friday and hope that you do get exercised at 105, having just bought them at 100 something, plus the premium, so that you'll be getting close to 110 in your hand for a $100 purchase. That's to be done. Or if the shares back off, like we say, they want to back off to $95 this morning. Let's say they did. You bought them back for what you got taken out at. Wait for the market to come back to 100. Write 100s or 105s for Friday and say, okay, now come and get me. I paid 95 to get them back. I'll take 100 or 105 if you exercise me, if they want to go to 110, because at 105 plus a premium, I'm getting about 110 for something I just bought for 95. Hey, I love making money, you're going to say. On the other hand, you buy them at 95 or whatever, and you write 105s, and the stock does go back to 95 again, it goes up and down. You buy those calls back today that you sold at 5 for 3. You scoop $2, you still got your stock, and you're now playing the same game as before. Stock swings, you write, comes down, you buy them back. Stock goes up, you write, comes back, you buy them back. Lots to consider, my friend. What about writing puts? There's another question. You can do that. You can write 95 puts. Got to put up the $95 a share. You have the money. You just got bought out. So you can put up the $95 by writing $95 puts for the future going forward. I wouldn't do them for this Friday, though. I'd now go forward. And the reason I would is because you want to get a premium on this right. You don't want to take book value only on this deal. So, for example, just for the heck of it, let's say you were to write a put for, February the 11th, which is next week, and that's still too soon for my liking, but just for the hell of it. Let me take a look here. If you wrote 95s, I think you'd get about $7-something maybe for those. In effect, you're paying $88 for the stock if you wrote 95s. If you wrote 100s, you would be getting a little over $9 in premium, maybe $10 in premium. You'd be paying $90 for the stock, but you have to put up 100 now. But if you go further out, and that's what I'd recommend you consider strongly, if you can write 100s for February the 18th, you'll get about a $12 premium. If you wrote 95s, you would get about a $9 premium. So you'd be paying $86 for the stock. That's an idea. And if you want to go further in time, the further out you go, the more premium you're going to get. 95s for February the 25th will get you probably $11, $12. Where 100, that would be at 100s. 90, yeah, that's right. 95s will get you 11, 12. 100s will get you probably 12 or 13. My quotes are not accurate to the second, though, so only you would know. So that is worthy of consideration. Or you can write further. You can write calls into March or April and take a bigger premium where you're offering to pay $95 a share, but you give me $15 $17 up front, and I'll commit to buy these for 95. Hey, something wrong paying $78 a share for something you just sold for $95? You're going to buy them back again for 70? Hey, you got the dough. Take the premium in the meantime. Yeah, I would say that's an okay deal. The shares want to go up to 120 in the next month or two. Guess what those puts are going to do? Zeros. They're going to be zeros. You'll buy them back for $3-4 each, cashing in a nice little profit, and the shares are higher. You can write again. Yeah, Zed, you've got options here. You've got choices, lots of choices. Okay. GW says the open interest on those 100s is highest at the 100s. Brendan, Dave, when did this happen? What's the date? Zed says, Bruce, $5 for you, man. Thanks for the help and the advice. Thank you, Zed. I appreciate that. All kinds of potential here to make money. It all depends on what your outlook is and timing and risk tolerance. But hey, yeah, Zed, you've got choices. I like the position you're in. I really do. I'm not worried about this position that you're in. Alrighty. You're always thinking about writing. Once you get into that frame of mind, you're a different investor now. You're a different trader now. You're not going to get all worked up about, oh, I bought them for this and they're now trading at that. Now you're a writer now. You're an income generator now. You've got a whole different mentality here. And this is cool. Pickcomb is wondering, can that Matterport go to $10 today? It's at $9.12. It's up 61 cents. You know what I say? I say go. Look at SoFi, up 66 cents to 11.76. I say go. We're up 40 on Rocket Lab. Go. GameStop, 101.87. ME up 12 to 433. Spire, 247, up 17. Look at ATIP, up 5.6 cents to 307. Smart Rent, up 23 cents to 722. And Sextera, up 34 cents to 1180. We're green everywhere. The Dow is only down 90 now. And S&P's up 12. NASDAQ's up 177. We're definitely on a move up higher at the moment. Keep it going. Keep it going. Wow, SoFi, let's go, says Tasty Donkey. Yes. Look at Goldman Sachs, says Nacho. So good. I thought I'd try it. Where are we at now? Goldman down 131 to 345. There's money to be made in them there hills. I sure hope this isn't a conviction-less rally and we'll see deep in the deep red this afternoon. Let's hopefully not. We'll find out, Erica. We always will be around to watch. But it is improving. There's no question the markets are looking better. GameStop, 102.39. Watching the markets. Very interesting. We're now up 448 on GameStop. We're up 72 on SoFi. We're up 60 on Matterport. We're up 45 on Rocket Lab. We're up 23 on Smart Rent, 34 on Sextera. We're up 18 on Spire, 13 on 23andMe, 5 up on ATIP. So, yeah, baby, it's time. We got some green. We deserve some green, and we want more of it. Okay, there you go. Let's go. It looks like we remembered the bank charter this weekend, says Nicholas. Yeah, after all, they did get the bank charter at SoFi, up 69 now to 11.79 a share. Rocket Lab 866 up 42. GameStop 102.34 up 443. Matterport 911 up 60. ME 14.5 cents 435 on ME 435.5 up 14.5 cents. Spire 248 up 18, and the volume on Spire 87,000. Nothing for sale. It's all gone. ATIP volume 49,800. It's up a nickel. There's nothing for sale. Smart Rent up 23 cents. Volume 27,000. There's nothing for sale. Sextera trading 7,100 shares, up 34 cents. Nothing for sale down here. You want it? You got to pay more. That's what we want. We would like more volume, but hey, give me the uptick and we'll get volume. Rocket Lab up 45 now, 869. The volume, 320,000. The SoFi volume now at 1188, 12.29 million. We're up 78 cents. We're climbing nicely on SoFi. GameStop volume now at 102.99, 549,000. There's definitely bargain hunters coming in, picking off the cheap stock. That's a good sign. Matterport volume at 918 now, 2.3 million. Very good. Very good. Up 67 cents. That is very encouraging. ME 440 up 19 cents. Spire up 18. ATIP up a nickel. Smart Rent up 28. Sixter up 34. Let's go. Let's go. We're up 71, down 71 points on the Dow. All right, something odd is happening, says Bobby. It's all green here. Smoke Dog, of course, Spire starts rolling the pay week. I was going to start dumping more into it. What can I say? Will Crothers, Bank Charter. Rico, the Fear Index has been dropping slow and steady all morning. I like that. Wavy Gravy, Bobby Atkinson. Cheers, Wavy Gravy. I honestly hadn't noticed every single one of my stocks is green today. Oh my God, it's been a while. I can't take it. I'm losing it. I'm coming with you. What was that gal's name in, remember that show between Red Fox and what it was his grandson in the junkyard? And he would always fake a heart attack. What was that wife's name? I can't remember. Was it Diana or Julia? I'm coming for you, baby. I'm having a heart attack. I'm coming. I can't remember that guy's name. What was her name? I guess everyone waited till the last day in December to tax harvest. Bash. Spire barely getting 90,000 volume. ATIP barely breaking 50,000. Such a quiet morning, huh, Bruce? Yes. And fun times. Good morning, Will, says Adventures with Duncan. Good morning, everybody. Elizabeth, Wheezy, Elizabeth, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm coming. All my stocks are green. We're down 22 on the Dow. I'm coming back. I'm coming back for you, Elizabeth, Wheezy. I'm coming, Elizabeth. Sanford and Son, thank you. That's the 70s. Oh my gosh. Will says, you know what? I'm going to set my gal's iPhone up to follow the VIX so she knows how I'm feeling day to day. There you go. I'm coming, Elizabeth. Yeah, Wheezy, that was it. Wheezy. It worked. Goldman Sachs is up again. Go, Goldman Sachs. Go, says Nacho Concern. Wavy's laughing. I'm coming to see you, lame duck. Tiff, Uncle Bruce, I watched Margin Call yesterday. Thanks for the recommendation. I liked it. That is a movie you can watch many times. There's a lot of little things in there that you have to pay attention to. There's the big story, and then there's all these little things. And this is a way to understand how this world, this business works, really. We're up 15 on the Dow, by the way. We are green now all over the place. We're up on the Dow. We're up. S&P, we're up 21. NASDAQ up 198. So we are coming on. Oil is down 2 cents, which is fine. Elizabeth, I'm coming for you. Laugh out loud, you big bummy. Good morning, Duncan. A Margin Call is a great movie. The music guy was the best. And Elizabeth, yeah, that's right. I'm coming for you, Elizabeth. I'm coming. The big one. It's the big one. Rocket Lab is up 45 cents. SoFi is up 78. GameStop is up 466. Matterport is up 72 cents. ME is up 20 cents. Spire is up 18. ATIP is up 6. Smart Rent up 30. Sextera up 34. And isn't it about damn time? AMC up 82 cents. Robinhood up 67. Vanik up 641. We got gains all over the place. Home Depot down 169 coming on. IBM down $1.07 at 133.44. Microsoft green up 332. Apple green up 280. Goldman, it's green at 347.78, up 77 cents. Yay. Cisco is green, up 6 cents. Facebook is green, up 236. Amazon up 42. Tesla up 45. Google is green, up 37 cents. We have gone green everywhere. Bed Bath Beyond up 91. Blackberry is green. It's up 7 cents. Royal Caribbean is up 11. Carnival's down a penny trying to raise money. Target up 94. JP Morgan up 54. Costco up 334. Walmart up 32. Nvidia up 896. Disney up $2. We got green all over the place. Even American Airlines is up 14 cents. Netflix is up $29. We got green. Moderna's up $1, back to 160. Come on, baby. Let's go green and stay green. We deserve so much better. Sanford and Son, good times. I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth. I'm coming. Love those shows. Tiff, I also watched Trading Places on Saturday. Why are we not quoting this movie? It's great. So you guys are kind of like a couple of bookies, huh? That's right. I named my truck Grady from Sanford and Son. Monday mornings are great, says Scott. T-Jack, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Last Friday, I wrote GameStop 100s for February the 4th expiry. That's this Friday. I'm deep in the money now. Elizabeth, I'm coming for it. What should I do? Do I roll it over to stop the bleeding and write again at a higher strike? Bruce, help me. You do nothing. You do absolutely nothing right now. Just sit tight and just watch the show because you wrote 100s. The stock is $2.24 in the money. That's all this contract is. You got nothing to worry about at the moment. This stock will fluctuate, and it could easily be 95 this afternoon. It could easily be 105 in 3 minutes. Nothing. You've got till Friday. Do not twitch at the moment. If you get an opportunity where the stock backs off on a dip, score a deal. Put in a stink bid below what you sold it for. Put in a stink bid. Think in your mind, what would this contract trade at if the stock dropped to $95 for 5 seconds today? Just 5 seconds. What could you get that call back for? Can you get it for way less than you paid for it? Let's say you think you can get it for $1.30. Then put in a 131 stink bid. Just put it in there. Good for the day. Just leave it there. If it hits 131, you get it. Thank you. I don't know what you sold it for. I don't know your situation, but there you go. That's my advice as of right now. Not to worry. It's time to roll my Matterport $15 calls, or time to roll my Matterport calls to 15, says Mark Gibson. Matterport is $9.26, up 75 cents. SoFi up 92 cents to $12.02. Rocket Lab is up 49 to $8.73. I'm coming for to see Elizabeth was the line. I'm coming to see you. Lamont, you big dummy. SoFi on the move. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anyone else relate more and more with Michael Douglas and falling down the older they get? Oh, man. Nacho looking good, Lewis. Feeling good, Ray. From what? What? Later, was it? Great lines from that movie. I'm coming to join you, Elizabeth. I can walk. It's a miracle. Eddie Murphy. I can see. I have legs. Rob wants to know, T-Jack, what did you get for those contracts? Tiff, the movie even has apes. It should be memed on Wall Street Bets. H. Gregory, feeling good, Billy Ray. That's right, Bobby Atkinson. Andy, did you see the Deutsche Bank news for Rocket Lab last Friday, calling for a 120% gain? John Bickman, looking good, Lewis. Flint Creek Grady is now called Rusty. Rico, did anyone go and watch the GameStop Power to the Players movie this weekend, hoping that ignites some interest back into the stock? And GW says, nope, I didn't see it. Anyway, there you go, guys. The Dow right now up 2 points. Rocket Lab up 49 cents to 873. SoFi at 1206 up 95 cents. GameStop 103.48 up 557. Matterport 930 up 79 cents. That's great. ME 443 up 22.5. Spire at 250 up 20 cents. ATIP up 8 to 310. SmartRent 736 up 37, and Sextera 1188 up 42. Definitely coming on. AMC 1599 up 93 cents. AMC moving will help GameStop move. The Hood, Robinhood up 84. Vanik up 751. Home Depot down 245. IBM down 134. Microsoft up 359. Apple up 263. Goldman Sachs up 218 to 349. Go Goldman Sachs. Goldman 349 up 220 for GS. Cisco up a penny. Facebook up $3. Amazon up 55. Tesla up 51. Google up 15. We've got positive movements here all over the place. The Dow is up 21, and it's looking better, looking more better. Matterport up 87 now to 938. That's impressive. Let's go. Nacho is saying to Obi-Wan, love that movie. It's a classic. Hey, man, give me your briefcase. Gonzo, I was Agent Orange. That was me, says Gonzo. Brendan, Dave, just started watching those NGL PAA. Have you seen any movement worth continuing watching? Sparky, I watched the GameStop movie and really liked it. T-Jack, hi, Rob. I got 515 for him. So you're in the, you got 515 for the 100s that die Friday. Gotcha. So if you can get them back for less than 515, you're making money. Good stuff. They're only worth 420 at the moment with the stock at 104.20. But I would not do anything, T-Jack. Just sit tight. 103.71 right now. Bobby, where's the GameStop movie? Amazon or Netflix? Adventure with Duncan. Who's ready for the coffee? Sparky, the movie tells a story of some of the early investors that were Roaring Kitty's dream before it was popular. They tell their personal story, talk about the stock in 2020. I'd like to see that myself. Nacho printing Goldman Sachs tendies this week. Whoops, as Brick would say. And Credit Savage, escargot. Oh man, we're thinking about trading places quotes. Escargot. Bobby X, is this in U.S. theaters? It'll be released for international distribution sometime in the next few months. It is. Oh, so Sparky's talking about this GameStop movie that's out right now. Okay. Rob, T-Jack, yeah, just sit tight and wait for the dip. If it drops under 100 today, you can probably get it for like 4.5 to 95 cents. To 95, you can probably get it like $3. Yeah, I'm thinking Rob, he might get them in the high twos if it hits 95, maybe the mid twos, and by tomorrow he'll definitely be the low twos easily. Rob saying, "Good morning, Jen," because Jen is here. How you doing, Jen? I forgot to turn on my light. It's so dark in here. I was just noticing how I'm highlighted, but the background is dark, and I wondered what's the deal. Of course, what am I showing off? The shine on the top of the.
That's right.
What? The dome? What? Everything's green this morning.
I see that.
The Dow's up 21, Rocket Lab's up 46, SoFi up 90.
It's trying to end January
GameStop,
on a high.
Matterport up 75, ME up 21, Spire's up 22, ATIP's up 8, SmartRun up 32. Look at 6, they're up 42. Nice. Yay. We're green.
Did you talk about Howard Hessman?
No, Dr. Johnny Fever passed away from WKRP. Howard Hessman.
81.
Booger. 81 years old. That man outlived his character.
I've killed old people before.
Johnny Fever, the character, would never have made it to 81.
No, but remember they did the one show was where they had the sheriff in and they were doing to show
drug driving
and the DUI, him and Venus. And Venus was getting pretty
slower,
tanked, and
Fever was getting faster. Reaction time.
And the sheriff's like, "This is not the way it's supposed to be. Do it again. Have more to drink." I don't think it's time for me to have more. Have more to drink.
Whatever you say, man.
And Venus is wearing
the
sheriff's hat.
Venus is in a happy world unto himself. Venus got his hand on the button. He has to hit the red button. Go. Johnny Fever, go. You just had 4 drinks. I feel great, man. Love that show. Good morning, Jen from Zed Estate. Jim, hey, Bruce, would you sell Goldman calls now? What strike would you recommend? Not now. Looking for a higher price, my friend. Want that stock through 350, and I want a $10 gain today. I want you writing 360s, 365s, but not right now. Nazareth, Johnny Fever, man, that brings it back. Nacho, WKRP, now that's a blast from the past.
We don't need no stinking
As good as my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. As God is my witness.
That is such a great show. Where Les is on the ground watching the banner go by, and he's reading it.
Yeah, something on the helicopter.
They're flicking back and forth from Les on the ground to the rest of them in the studio. It says W
K R
and in the studio
P WKRP. Oh, they're opening the door to the helicopter. Oh, and something's coming out. Something's flying out. And there's another one. And come a whole bunch more. And then, oh my God, it's turkeys. They're coming to the ground.
They're hitting the ground.
They're hitting the parking lot, and people are running for their lives. Oh. What a classic show.
Oh, it's so good. Every once in a while they bring it back on syndication, and yet I have to watch it again. So good.
Each and every time.
More news and less Nesman.
More news and less Nesman. Winner of the Buckeye
News Award.
Award, Les Nesman.
Uh,
World events. Oh my, oh my. The Dow is up 50 points. We're coming on here. Rocket Lab up 50 cents. SoFi up 98 cents. Look at that, Jen. Gamestop up $5. Matterport up 75. Emmy up 24. We're moving hard.
moving.
Woo.
So is it going to be a grape jelly bagel?
I'm
Is that
thinking
what
it's a
you're
grape jelly bagel day today.
Grape jelly
Absolutely.
thinking?
Absolutely.
Oh, I did my nails.
Ooh, she did her nails. Yay. And now the Super Bowl is set, and Jen has 2 weeks off to relax and get ready for it. Although the Steelers aren't in it, so this house has got a whole lot less tension around
It
here.
was a hard one.
Hard one.
Like cheering for the Bengals
Hard to do.
just feels,
It's
wrong.
Just feels wrong.
Feels wrong. Feels a little dirty. Yeah.
Feels dirty.
But
It just doesn't feel right.
it's been over like 30 years, and their fans have suffered.
True.
They
True.
2 years ago they won 2 games.
That's true.
Two.
Two games 2 years ago.
We've had those seasons as
That's
well.
what football can do, That's the thing about the
Oh.
NFL. You can do a turnaround like
You
that.
got to get the chemistry and get the right people in there. And
I'm happy for Jim. Is it Jim Stafford? Is that the name of the quarterback?
Stafford.
I'm happy for him to be in the big show after 15 years in the league or whatever.
Detroit.
In Detroit. I mean, paying all those, getting sacked so many times in Detroit,
Oh.
and finally, that. And
Yeah.
it's interesting.
It looked like they might not pull this off, but they did.
Yeah. You
Canadian SoFi.
you feel for some players and some organizations, and you're just happy for others because
I
that's
know.
the way this game
And
is.
you feel bad knowing that this was some player's last game,
And
and they didn't go on.
Will the NFL change the overtime structure? College football, apparently, the teams get a one possession each guaranteed.
That's
on
one of
college.
the questions she said to Joe Burrows after the game was, "What did you feel when you saw that they had won the coin toss?"
Mhm.
And he's like, "Well, you just assume you're not getting to touch
Just
the
not
ball."
going to get the ball. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a coin toss should not do it. And I say, screw the television networks. The games go longer. The games go longer because it's thrilling. It's thrilling football to
Oh,
see.
yes.
If you have, 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line of the opposition team, guaranteed possession. What you do in the first possession, the other team has a shot to do. And until there's a winner, this game does not stop. There's no clock. There's no clock. You just play until there's a winner. And either it's a field goal and the other team
But
doesn't
both
do
teams
it.
Get to touch the
They
ball.
both get to touch the ball. So if the first team gets the ball and they get a touchdown, and you must have a mandatory 2-point conversion instead of a field goal, now the other team must get a touchdown and or the 2-pointer as well.
Yeah.
And if they both only get 6 points, you get the ball back a second
And then
time
and then
a
it's
third
a
time.
free for all. Yeah.
And it's basically a match for each. So if you get the ball twice, you get the ball twice. You get the ball 3 times, you get the ball 3 times. It's not sudden death. It's results. So if you score, you don't get a score in the first possession, and the other team doesn't get a score in the first possession, and the next team gets a field goal, this team gets a shot at a field goal to tie and keep it going, or a touchdown, it's over.
It's like shootout in hockey.
Shootout in hockey.
5 per side,
Exactly. So many per
then
side.
6 per side, then 7 per side, then 8. Yeah.
Well, here it's just possession. Each possession guaranteed. After that, it's whatever happens after that, one for each.
They always also bring in the argument, though, that the longer the players play, the more tired they get, the
Mhm.
easier it is to get injured.
Well,
But that's the same in hockey. That's the same in basketball.
yeah, and this is a business of winning, and players want to win. They don't want ties,
Yeah.
and they want a shot. It's got to be. I say each team gets the ball, and I think this flipping of a coin and only one team potentially gets the ball because they scored a touchdown.
Well, another argument I've heard
No.
is whoever wins the toss at the start of the game, if you go into overtime, it's the other team who gets the ball first. So you would know
Who
if
gets
you get the ball first.
Yeah,
and that interesting,
and that might
and how that would change.
That might affect the last play of the game. Whether you're going to do something.
The last 2-3 minutes,
but
who knows?
Again, in Canada, the Canadian Football League, it's the same. You start 1st and 10 on the 35, and then the other team 1st and 10 on the 35, and it's exciting. It is really exciting. They'll score a touchdown. The next guy score a touchdown. The next guy score a touchdown. The next guy score. I mean, you're just going, wow! It's incredible. Eventually, one team falters.
The concession stands love it.
Oh, the beer stands.
Bums in the seats for longer.
And the ratings for television?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, they go up. They really go up, yeah. So,
but yeah, it was exciting now. 2 weeks till the big shoe.
The big one is coming. It's SoFi Stadium. So if any of you out there have any tickets to the Super Bowl that you can't make it, and the tickets are going to be lost, you can always contact us and say, hey, listen, Uncle Bruce and Jen, would you like to have 2 tickets? We can't make it.
Because it would look bad.
We just want to give them to you. You can go to your first ever Super Bowl. It's on us. We prefer corporate suite seats because, Jen likes the odd libation, but hey, we'll sit in seats.
I heard you can actually go to the concession, get beer, and take it to your seat too.
Ooh,
and some of them,
you can do that in America.
They do that, and then they throw you a can of beer.
No, this is an amazing country. Like I say, is there anybody out there has a couple extra tickets to the game? You can't find anyone to go with. Give us a heads up. Let us know. Send us an email, and the link is down below. And let us know. You come with us. Okay, we'll see what we can do.
And this time, maybe there will be, more than half the players will be for the Rams compared to the games.
The fans
where they play the 49ers, and there's more 49ers fans than there are.
Or the Steelers come to town, and it's all Steeler fans. But what are you gonna? It's LA. It's what are you gonna do? We shall see. We shall see.
There were some LA Kings in the stands. They're showing various hockey players, and nobody knows who they are. It's the best kind of star, I think. You get to play the game. It's a game. That's what you do for a living.
You're a professional athlete.
You get paid really well to do it.
Good money.
But you get to go and sit in the stands.
You can just go to concession in the line. No one bothers you.
Right. No one knows who you are.
Aaron Rodgers can't do that. Can't go anywhere.
Well, maybe he could if he cut his hair.
Ooh. Oh, my. Well, there you go. Okay, Greta Savage, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. SoFi through 12:13 on our sites now. Thanks, Bruce from Gem. Hector, the humanity. This is absolutely favorite episode. R.I.P. Dr. Fever. Brandon, Uncle Bruce, WKRP guy just passed away. Good morning, Jen from Adventures with Duncan. We've lost a lot of legends this year. That's true. Isn't Super Bowl next weekend? It was a hard one. That's what she said. The 2 weekends, I think, let's see. If she's Steelers fan, she's supposed to cheer for every team except the AFC North teams. The 13th, apparently. Olympics this weekend, Super Bowl next. Matt Stafford. Matthew, that's right. Yeah, Stafford left the Lions and then goes to the Super Bowl. Coincidence? Oh, my God. They would have changed the overtime rules if Mahomes marched down the field and scored the first touchdown again. He choked instead. Nacho KC got so hosed, and I'm no fan of KC, but they got robbed with that no fumble call. BW, Uncle Bruce, WKRP, or Barney Miller, or Sanford and Son, and where's all the live studio audiences anymore? Come on, standard TV shows today. Let's go. Lions fans still hurting. Good morning, Jen from John. Chicago, I think it's more Players Association than TV networks that limits the overtime rules. Nicholas, you can't play forever, though. That's the last thing the PA and the NFL want. Lame duck. Screw Kroenke took the Rams from St. Louis. That's it. They should just play a full overtime quarter in that playoffs. Keep it simple. Who cares? Casey got the ball first in overtime and threw an interception. Michael, no shootouts in playoff hockey, though. That's true. It's just until you score. Will, Bruce, teaching us stocks and making the NFL better to watch and only 320 likes. I mean, come on, people. Give this guy some thumbs ups. How many we got now? Does anyone helping us out? I think we have, let me see. Please help us out with thumbs ups. We now have 327 thumbs ups, and that is all we have. If we're able to get any, Please help us out. 334. Here they come. They're coming in. Thank you, everybody. Help us out with thumbs ups as we remember WKRP, Sanford and Son, and all the other shows and everything else. Oh, and the markets are up. I mean, hey, we're up 106 on the Dow. That's nice. We're up 38 on S&P. We're up 272 on NASDAQ. We are climbing and powering up higher now. Rocket Lab up 51 cents to 875. SoFi 1206 up 96. GameStop up to 103.47 up 556. Matterport 74-cent gain to 925. ME 28 cents higher at 449. Spire up 23 to 253. ATIP up 8.5 to 310.5. Smart Rent up 40 cents to 739. Sextera up 31 cents to 1177. AMC at 1588, just under 16, up 82. Robinhood up 85 cents. Vanik up 775. Home Depot down $2. IBM down $1.30. Microsoft up 350. Apple up 293. Goldman Sachs 349.58 up 257. Cisco up 12. Facebook up 480. Amazon up $66. Tesla up 58. Google up $4. So we got movement here. We just need this to keep on keeping on. And that would be just fine with me. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. We have 357 thumbs ups. Every one we can get would be great. Let's see what's going to happen. What's the prediction of AMC flattening? I have no idea, Brandon. Pick nose. You still need rules in case it's still a tie at the end of the period. Nicholas, I heard some talking suggest that one team decides where on the field the ball starts and the other team decides where they play offense or defense. Sounds pretty interesting. Let's see. I think Tim Watley took my extra Super Bowl ticket. Sorry. Lame duck. Happy for Matthew. False. You looking for parking passes? Nicholas, I had to sell my Super Bowl tickets to buy SoFi. Sorry. Laughing out loud. Spire, 10% up on only 115,000 volume. Very nice. Bengals and Joey Burr, LSU alumni. Cindy, as a Detroiter, I am so happy for Stafford. Beach Boy, I'm waiting for Jen to dive into the Israeli League. Strange days ahead. Zed, I'm number 334, right on. Bobby, head of the class. DM, wake me up when Spire's up 500%, so my calls have a chance. Bobby, I like Johnny Fever in that one. Good morning, Uncle Bruce and Bagel Gang from Jeff. Tiff, DM, give me your number and I will. Sharon is here. Hi, Bruce. Even when I don't hang out here, I log in to make sure to give you thumbs ups. But today it's a bit of a little less manic, so I have a chance to say hi to you and Jen. Thank you so much, Sharon. Have a great one today. Lame Duck, how about first team to score a touchdown in overtime? No field goal. Credit. I wish SoFi hit 20 by Super Bowl day. Is that too much to ask? Rob, the Credit Savage, credit sounds like too little to be whatever. Thank you all for being here, throwing the messages at us, the thumbs ups, and all the best wishes. We are up 55 on the Dow, and we're hanging in there on Rocket Lab at 872, SoFi 1206, GameStop 102.75, Matterport 918, ME 446. Spire 251, ATIP 310, Smart Rent 739, Sextera 1177. Everything's up. Every one of them is higher at the moment. Hoping this will continue. We have a ways to go, and we'll see what kind of recovery this market gives us, how much there is behind it. Is there a lot of momentum behind this move, or what? So far, so good. We started with a dip on the morning, and now we've climbed out. And here we are at this point in time. The NASDAQ is the big winner, up 1.85%. The Dow's only up 0.18. If the Dow was going to match the NASDAQ is up 251. The Dow would have to be up 600 points. It's only up 61. So the Dow is way underperforming. S&P is up 33, which is 0.74. Not quite half of what the NASDAQ is doing. The recovery is on NASDAQ without a doubt. From other stocks, let me take a look if I can get this refreshed. Russell is up 1 percentage point, 19.75. So it is outdoing S&P and the Dow. But the Russell 2000 is not matching fully NASDAQ. The VIX, however, is down 2.6%, and that is good. We're at 2697 on the fear index. It is backing off nicely. very nicely. And the hope here is that the VIX will continue to back off as we keep moving forward here. We were in the 30s not too long ago. We were as high as 32, 33 just the other day. We had 31s back on November 30. But those were the two spikes just last week and a few days before that. But now we're down to 27 on the fear index, and they can dramatically move higher and lower in huge spikes. Hopefully, this is going to continue to improve, and we'll kind of take it from there. Russell now is up 20.7 points, 1.05%. NASDAQ up 231. S&P up 29 points. The Dow up 57 right now. That's what we've got going on at the moment, everybody. Welcome to fun times at the OK Corral. We'll see if this market wants to keep giving us some more green. We'll take it for sure. Let's see what else is going on. Uncle Bruce, Kareem, I have a $340 gain. Goldman Sachs. I got a source of Feb 4. Should I roll up to 357.50 for Feb 11 and bring in more money? I have a 340 Goldman Sachs. Where are we at right now? 348.94. So I have a 340 Goldman Sachs for Feb 4. Should I roll up to 357 for Feb 11 and bring in more cash? I'm assuming you've written it, Karim. I'm assuming you've written the call, and now you're thinking of buying it back because it's in the money, and you want to roll into a 357 for a higher premium. Is that the plan? Help me here. If it is, it sounds great, but is that doable? I'm not sure. Credit, my portfolio just got a bit of oxygen today. Thank goodness. We needed a dead cat bounce. Hope we can keep this going now. Good morning, Rob, says Duncan. Credit Savage, I may have just added Spire at the bottom average of 212. Yay, finally a small win. Morning, Duncan from Rob. Jeff, for those that were on the fence about it or curious, class number 11 last weekend, Poor Man Cover Call, was really good. Well worth it. I'm looking to implement it once work frees up a bit in a month or two. Right on. I wrote it and got 675 it at 11. So it's at 11. So Karim wrote a 340 covered call and he received 675. Right now, it's trading at 11. I'm assuming that is what you're trying to tell me right now. I sure hope I'm right on this because it would make sense. The stock is almost at 349. This 340 is 9 in the money, would have a $2 premium. So it would be trading at 11. And he's thinking of buying this back and then writing a 357.50 for next week expiry, Feb 11. Is that your thinking? I'm still guessing that's what he's doing, but I think that's what he's talking about possibly doing. I'm just going to take a look at these contracts, see what I see here. Alrighty, go over there. Okay, so February 11's 357.50. Okay, they would only bring in about $4 something if I'm not mistaken. They might bring in 4.25. You'd be paying 11 to then bring in 4.25. So you're going to pay out the $7 differential. And if you get exercised, obviously you would get exercised for 357.50, which is a gain of $12.50 on the payout. I get that. I don't know if I would actually consider doing that right now for that kind of money. I might want to look at writing further out, bringing in a larger premium if at all possible. Let me take a look here on a few more possibilities here as we see here. Okay. I mean, theoretically, you could buy back these calls, these 340s for $11, turn around and write 350s for $11. Those would be the Feb 25 expiries. So they would expire later this month with a $10 rise on your premium, and that would be a break even on the money coming in. That's one thought. Another thought is if you write into perhaps March or April, and for some reason my machine won't give me quotes right now. April's will show me if you wrote 360s for April, you'd bring in almost $13, $13.25, $13.50. If you wrote 355s for April expiry, this is April the 14th, you would bring in for 355s, you bring in almost $15.50, and you bring in $4.50 more than what you're paying to get these back. So the initial $675 plus $450 you'd have over $1,100 in cash in your account, and you've written a 360 contract on the stock, so you've upped it by $20 a contract and improved your money. So you're really selling out for 371. That might be a better move. And again, if the stock keeps running, your poor man call that's in the money you have, I'm assuming, will rise with this market as well, and you'll benefit there. So, Karim, that might be the way to look at it. I'm just throwing this around. Okay. Zed says Goldman 349.45. Malo, Uncle Bruce, just for clarification, a dead cat bounce is not a good thing, as it is basically means a bit of an upward movement just before resuming a steep drop down, right? Well, maybe not a steep drop down, but a continuation of a consolidation, of a movement downward. Yes, that's what it could mean. Dead cat bounces are like partial recoveries from a catastrophic fall, and it might be 5, 10, 20%. Sometimes it's 25% of the way back. And then the stock slumps again, and it might go down 10 or 15 more percent and then slowly build a base. Dead cat bounces happen all over the place, and can be anywhere from, a 1% recovery to 30, 40% recovery, and then back we go. Alrighty. Testing lows a second time, a third time, a fourth time. That can happen. Okay. We're up 45 on the Dow. We're up 54 cents on Rocket Lab to 878. SoFi 1210 up a buck. Gamestop up 448 to 102.39. Matterport up 76 cents to 928, climbing again. ME up 24 to $44.45. Spire up 20 cents to 250. ATIP up 8 to 310. SmartRent up 41 cents to 740, and Sextera up 31 cents to 11.77. Those are some of our favorite former SPACs, and GameStop, how they're performing, definitely better than lately, to say the least. They have had a rough January and not a great December either. So to see this is nothing. This is a nothing burger on the recovery. I'm happy for it. I am, but I want a lot more, and specifically on SoFi. They owe us there. SoFi volume now, 26.6 million. Rocket Lab volume, 575,000. GameStop volume, 861,000. Not all that heavy. Matterport now 4.7 million, up 75 to 926. Good to see some good volume on some of these stocks. ME 728,000, up 22 cents, so that's improving. Spire volume 132,000, up 21 cents. ATIP up 8 cents on 113,000. SmartRent up 38 cents on 106,000, and Sextera up 32 cents on 13,700. There is nothing here. This stock, Sextera, is now within $1.01 of its all-time high of $12.79, and it's traded 13,800. That shows you how thin this thing is. It's unbelievable. All right. Well, we'll see what the market wants to give us. We'll keep on plowing away here. 350 on Goldman. Yay! 350. Let's go. Add another $10, and I'm going to start to go, finally, we are coming back to where we really should be here. It's good to see some improvement. And we'll see.
Really should be.
Oh, thank you, Jen. We got the bagel with the grape jelly on it. You gotta.
And I
you
think
gotta
there might be
nap
grape jelly somewhere on the plate. I got
Okay.
myself.
Ooh, got it all
Got
gunky.
it. Well,
It's all gooey.
you wanna lick it off?
You wanna lick my finger? Ooh, she's gonna hit me now. It's getting kinky around here. Welcome all. Welcome all. Welcome all. What is the estimated time for arrival from that edited copy of the lesson we did on Saturday, Bruce? Tomorrow or Wednesday? We're hoping in the next 48 hours or less.
Give her at least a day.
Got to give her a day or so. She's been working on it since Saturday and Sunday, and she'll be on it all day today. Hopefully, we can get this on the website tomorrow or Wednesday for you. We'll let you know. Beach Boy wrote some GameStop 115s for Feb 11th. It's 575. Half of GameStop 110 February 18th for 945. While on the call limit, the BTC 115s. Now I'm putting in buy orders, I think, for 295 and 625. I'm a machine. Do I change to Schwarzenegger now? Well, you've made your move, and now let's see how they go. There's some premiums here that you're taking advantage of, and I say, okay, let's see what happens on those 115s for Feb 11th and 110s for February the 18th. Let's see how they work out. Cheers, everybody. The bagels. Time to eat the bagel here. Yeah, very nice. Crunchy. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, man, that's fantastic. Whole bunch of sesame seeds here. So good. So good. Nacho says, this Goldman Sachs goes up another $10. I'm taking the rest of the week off. Oh, boy. Monk wants to know, what's the significance of volume in share prices going up? Well, if shares go up on very little volume after they've come down a lot, it tells me that technically speaking, the seller was forced selling. Could have been margin calls, problems elsewhere. People had to sell whatever they had to get out. And all of a sudden, the recovery won't take very much to pop it the other direction. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. If you get heavy volume, as a stock drops and the volume gets very heavy all of a sudden, that could be support walls. And that's a good sign. You can begin to see, oh, this is where the foundation of this stock is. It's not going much lower than this. Way too many buyers who want to step in here. That's always good to know. Then, if it trades very heavily, but it can't get over a certain price, and the stock comes up, it can't get over there, backs off a bit, comes back, can't get over that resistance level. Again. And then one day, it breaks through that resistance level and just goes way higher. That's very good. That is technically a strong conviction now that this stock's got some serious backing. And people are definitely expecting this stock to do much, much better. Coyote, thank you for this. Thanks for the help last week. You got it, buddy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Zed, when is GameStop financials being released? Anybody know? Monk is saying cool. Cool, man. I'm cool with that info, Bruce. Thank you. You got it, buddy. Anybody know offhand when GameStop does their financials? Dow's negative, down 27. We're going to fluctuate a lot here. S&P still up 23. NASDAQ up 218. Okay. Rob, okay. GameStop go under 100. It's okay with me. I'm writing contracts. It's okay with me. Jeff thinks it's in March. Malo, March 21st. GameStop next earnings, March 21st. So there you go. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. The Dow down 17, S&P up 25, NASDAQ up 227. So good. So much to follow. Nice to see Rocket Lab coming back to 9, but boy, I'd love to have it go through there. SoFi 1198, come on, baby. GameStop 103.22 up 530. Matterport 934 up 83. Spire 252 up 22 cents. ME up 23 cents to 444. Come on, baby. Keep going. The Dow's going green again. Oh, my. Beautiful. Come on, markets. Let's go higher. Coyote's asking Rob, did you write anything today? There might be some folks writing contracts right now on GameStop because we're sitting here at 103.30. Some folks might be writing 105s, 108s, 110s for either this Friday or next, possibly. You could write 100s. If you think the stock is going to go under 100 sometime this week, you can write 100s and dare the stock to drop below 100. The first 269 it drops is book value. Your contract will lose. If you write 95s and defy this movement and say to GameStop, you might go below 95 a share. I'm going to write 95s. You'll be paid $7.69 book value plus premium between now and Friday or the Friday after, whichever 95 you want to write. And you might score a deal on that if the stock does indeed back up. There are aggressive option writing strategies you can employ where you're pushing that stock. You're saying to the market, I'm writing in the money calls with a short fuse. Because your escape hatch is, I'll do a rollover if I'm wrong. I'll write a longer term contract at a higher strike price if I'm wrong. But I want to take a book value, a deep in the money call right now. I want to take it to the woodshed. I want the cash in my account. In the case of a $90 call on GameStop, you'd be bringing in probably 15, 16 bucks in cash. And you're saying to the market, I'll give you a part of this money back if the stock drops. And if you're right, and it does drop to 95, a $90 call might be trading at $8, and you keep 7 or 8 of that money. It's a nice rate. It's a question of how aggressive are you. Yep. Dow's negative 46 again. Now 55, negative on the Dow. Rocket Lab up 51. SoFi up 86. GameStop 102.87 up 496. A little profit taking coming in here. Goldman did hit 350, but it's now 347.84. I might have written something there, Coyote. I'm going to take the dog for a walk. I'll be back. Get that money later. Bama, babe, I wrote 2 calls on GameStop. One for 105, one for 108, expiring next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. I put in my stink bids in after I write. I'm putting in my stink bids. There we are. Adventures of Duncan. GameStop was at 225 February the 1st last year. Jody, I would like to write if GameStop can get above 105 for me. Socius, every stock in the UBI is up at the moment. Been a while since that happened last time. That's true. The UBI, a little better. Definitely the Uncle Bruce Index is higher today. We'll take that. Down 62 on the Dow. Rocket Lab still up 51. SoFi up 88. GameStop 103.02 right now. Matterport up 87 cents. So we have some gains here. Go, baby, go. 349 on Goldman, coming back up again. GameStop 103.01. Looks like the Dow's improving. It's down 22 now. It's just come back 30 odd points. The Dow's green. We're up 682. SoFi up a buck. Yay! Let's go. Let's go. 27-point gain on the Dow. Spire's up 21 cents. ME up 27. Matterport up 95. GameStop 104 now. SoFi up $1. $1.02. Rocket Lab up 57. Love the gains, kids. Love the gains. It's okay. Market can go higher for all I care. That's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. HIP up 61 cents now to up 6 cents up to 308. Spire's up 21. SmartRun up 53 now to 752. Or Sixterra up 29 to 1175. AMC up a buck, 1607. And Robinhood up $1.07 to 1380. So improvement there. We're up 8 on Vanik Vectors, down 260 on Home Depot, down 170 on IBM. Microsoft still up 32 cents. Apple up 262. Goldman up $2 to 349 now. Cisco down just 2 cents. Facebook up $5.97. Amazon up $66. Tesla up 71 to 917. Google up $4, 470. Royal Caribbean up 97 cents. Carnival up 40 cents to 1936, raising $500 million in cash here. Lots of activity here to follow. We're up 28 on the Dow now. Pardon me. Up 32 on S&P and up 256 on NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is telling the Dow you should be up over 600 points if you want to join me for the kind of gains we have over here. The Dow is underperforming the NASDAQ by 570 points as far as the Dow points go. So will there be improvement? Now, remember, NASDAQ was off the most from all the indexes. And NASDAQ was off over 14% of the 3 big indexes. And so to see it recovering is not surprising because it lost the most ground. The Russell has lost as well. It is up 1 percentage point at up 1950, 19.57 right now. And the VIX is improving. It is now at 2681, and that is better by 3%. So the sentiment on the market is very, very good. It's a very positive vibe out there, and I'm happy to see that. We have right now 300. Let me double check that. 398 thumbs ups, 399 on the thumbs up meter. Thank you, everybody. Hit that thumbs up and tell me what number you are if you can. That is beautiful. Appreciate this. Getting to 400 thumbs ups here as we are pounding through these markets, trying to move higher and enjoy some better days. We're up 32 on the Dow now. Rocket Lab is at 880, up 56. SoFi 1213, up $1.03. Come on, SoFi. GameStop 103.80, up 5.89. Matterport 948, up 97 cents. This is right around the high today of 951 on 5.4 million volume. ME 449, up 28. The high today 451, 840,000 volume. We're climbing. Spire at 251, the high of 254. We're just below the high on 155,000. ATIP at 309.5. The high was 311 today. 140,000 volume. So we're hanging in there right around the high. Smart Rent at 753. The high 754. We're right at the high here. 122,000 volume. Go, go, go on Smart Rent. And Cyxtera 1176, up 30 cents. The volume now 16,300. Can you imagine if we had a 500,000 shares of buying power come into Cyxtera? Ooh, like $15. I mean, there'd be nothing there. Wild, the Dow up 33 now. Go, baby, go. Rocket Lab 881. The high today, 882. We're right there at the highs on almost all of these guys. Really pleased to see this. Fantastic, guys. Okay. Woo. Keep it coming, man. Come on, baby. Socialists, we were all asking the same thing. We're all wondering the same thing. But as the hours go by and the strength is building and the NASDAQ up 1.9 now, 1.94 percentage points, that's higher. It's the high of the day on the NASDAQ. The market's getting stronger, looking very good. Socius, I'm thumbs up number 400, Bruce. Thank you, Socius. That was beautiful. Casey, I'm number 366. Love ya. Brandon bought SoFi at 12.14. Come on, baby. Just go green here. Austin, every $1 up on SoFi gets me 10 grand richer. On the flip side, every $10 SoFi comes down, I lose 100,000, which is reality at the moment. So I can't be down $10. I got to get up $10. So come on, baby, let's go. Well, we're up $1.04 on SoFi, and let's just hope it keeps on keeping on. Absolutely, Austin. Got to get you rich, man. That's some big money. I feel for you there. Rico, so nice to see a slow green day again. Hoping we don't get blown out later today. Last time we had this, we ended up negative. Fadigan, 170-something. My memory bank is incapable of recording my actual number. I tried. What is that? Minimum? Nothing. I have no idea what any of that means. Welcome in the event. Welcome here for 18-point gain on the Dow. Rocket Lab now up 60 cents. New high, 884. SoFi up $1.05 now to 12.15. The high today, 12.21. We're coming on. 31.8 million on SoFi. Very nice to see. $1 move on 31 million rather than a down $1 move on 31 million. We are coming on here. This is a good sign. And GameStop up 656 to 104.47. Matterport 952 up 101. Nice to see a dollar gain on Matterport. First time in a while we have seen that. 5.5 million. We are not running into a wall of stock anywhere here, guys. ME up 27. Spire up 21. ATIP up 8. Smart Rent up 47 cents. And Cyxtera up 30. Very good moves on some of our faves here. We're back to 349 on Goldman Sachs, up 217. Cisco's green again. It's up 2 cents, 3 cents. Looking better. Tesla up 71 to 917. Looking good on that one. So we've got gains here. Definitely moving the right direction. The Dow just went negative 11.9, but these computer cell programs don't seem to matter. They might be affecting the Dow, but they don't seem to be affecting NASDAQ or all that much on the S&P that much. So these seem to come and go. The question will be, when do we get a series of buy programs on the Dow to run it higher? What NASDAQ is leading our way higher, no doubt about it. It is all NASDAQ today. Okay. All right. I've become normalized to 10% moves on a stock in a single day. That's not normal. It is crazy, but that is what it is. Austin, I hear you there, buddy. We are watching that. SoFi up 102 to 1212. GameStop 104.11. Those of you who've got GameStop shares, you might want to look at 105s to 110s for this Friday or next Friday to bring in some premium income and dare the stock to stay here. If it wants to stay here, great. You'll enjoy the time shrinkage. Stock wants to back off to $100, $98. You'll enjoy a flip today and time shrinkage over time. That's up to you, but we'll see what happens. It's looking better today. GameStop volume today, 1 million finally, so that's good to see a million go through. Matterport up 103 to 954. Nice. And ME is pushing new highs. We're at 448, the high at 451. So we're pushing around for a new high here on ME. Go, baby, go. We're positive on the New York again, on the Dow Jones, up 26. Just up 26 on the Dow 30. We're climbing again. NASDAQ up 2%. The Dow is now will have to run up 750 points to equal the NASDAQ today. It's up 38. NASDAQ is up the equivalent of 750 Dow points. This NASDAQ is really rocking. It is really moving. It's now up 280 points, up 2.05%. The Dow is way behind. Way behind. Okay. Hopefully it'll get some upside going here. That would be nice. Nick is saying, hey, Bruce, Spire is up 10%, but my May and January calls aren't moving. Can you explain why? Yeah, because you're probably too far out of the money. You need another 10% to kind of wake it up or more. We need some correction movement here, but we'll see. Let's go. Austin, this week I decided to stop caring about the stock market. I bought what I've bought, and that's it. As soon as I stop giving a thing, guess what? The market goes up. You're all welcome, says Austin. Way to go, buddy. Will, SoFi just pushed a new high by a penny to $12.20 right now. We're pushing it. Yep, 12.22 is a high. 32.6 million at least. We're running here. This is good stuff. Dow's up 19. Austin, I'm the same. Still following it occasionally, but not as religiously as I did before. You'll change your minds when it starts hitting new highs. You'll come around. It's okay. It's all right. We're up 60 on Rocket Lab, a 109 gain on SoFi, 764 gain on GameStop, 105.55. Matterport up 104 to 955. We're up 29 cents on ME to 450. Spire up 21. ATIP up 8. SmartRent up 51. Sixtera up 31. Green across the board on a bunch of our favorites, and we're very pleased to see it. Very pleased. Coyote says GameStop 105.61, 105.86 I have now. Franz, who in their right mind is selling Matterport? Idiots. Idiots. People who are probably being forced out are likely sellers. That's my hunch too. Probably being kicked out. Too bad for them because they're now going to see this thing possibly take a shot. Wouldn't that be great? Let's go back to 25. Thank you very much. 105.66 on GameStop. The high today, 105.98. We just touched that a moment or two ago. 105.65 on GameStop. As I said earlier, you want to write 105s, 110s. You can do that. You can write 95s, 100s, 98s. Push the market around and dare it to stay up here. Up to you if you've got that kind of chutzpah. 106.42 on GameStop just jumped, so you may not be doing that. We'll see how it goes. 106.60 now on GameStop. Go GameStop. Put in some stink offers on contracts. If you get it, you get it. Thank you very much. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's roll, baby. Let's roll. We're still only up 20 on the Dow. It is not participating with this big move on NASDAQ. It's up 2.1% right now. The Dow's up 0.04 of a percentage point. It is not at all participating in this market. If the Dow were up 2.1% right now, we'd be up over 700 points on the Dow. That's how far behind the Dow is on NASDAQ right now. It is running all by itself, and it is taking a bunch of our stocks with it, and we are going higher. Very pleased. We're down. We're up 13.9 on the Dow. Rocket Lab up 65. SoFi up $1.15. 12.25. GameStop up 9.25 to 107.16. Yeah, baby. Matterport up $1.14 to 9.67. Going for 10. ME up 31.5 to 452. Spire up 22 to 252. ATIP up 8. We're up 51 on SmartRent, 31 on Sextera. We got a good market for our stocks going now. Auntie is very happy with the GameStop. SoFi still needs to get over 1480 or something for I break even, says Socius. Well, you're $1.12 closer. That's the what I can tell you right now. 107 on the GameStop, says Coyote. I'm feeling the need to write me a call. You might want to write a call. 106.76. You might want to write a 110 for Friday, perhaps. Well, maybe that might be done. See what this market can give you. Rock and roll. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Dow up 12.31 right now. Well, I like green a lot better than I like red. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like the green. I like to see a little bit of green on Home Depot and IBM. We're still in the red there, but Microsoft is up 84 cents. Apple up 283. Goldman up 210 to 349.12. Cisco's up 3 cents. Facebook up $6. Amazon up 74.80. Tesla up 76.80. Google up 693. So we got green, a lot of green here. Very pleased to see it. Moderna's up $6, 76 cents to 166. Happy to see that too. Yeah, Micron up $1.39. Intel down only 2 cents. Even Coinbase is up $10. So I would say that the Kathy Wood, ARC Adventure, that's got to be higher. Today, definitely higher. We're up 20 on the Dow. So much ground to make up on the Dow from NASDAQ. Yeah. NASDAQ is up 2 percentage points, 2.1 points. Man, oh man. We're up 107 on the Matterport, 958. We're up 111 on SoFi, 1221. Go, baby, go. Let's roll. Let's roll. To hell with Kathy Wood, says Auntie. I wish Matterport had weekly options, says Franz. Where has Michael been this morning? Welfare check. Where's Michael Hunt? Where is Michael? Where's Michael? Anyways, he around? We don't know. Maybe he'll pop in as the day wears on. Thank you all for being here. Lots of activity here. Lots of fluctuations and volatility right now. Computer buy and sell programs are kicking in on the Dow right now. We were just negative. Now we're positive again. We're just all over here. Michael, I'm still trucking. I'm busy at work, baby. I'm alive. Right on, buddy. There he is. He's here. He's here. He's listening in on us. Can't get away with anything. He's listening in on this show. GameStop 106.39. High of the day looks like 107.40 for GameStop today. Good move on GameStop. I'm glad to see it. And if any of you were able to take advantage of option right on GameStop today, hopefully it works out for a flip or by tomorrow. We'll see how this wants to behave. Definitely an improvement on the stock's performance for sure. We'll take it. Austie is happy today. He should be. Hopefully it's the beginning of a good week for you, because boy, have you been paying the price for hanging around. You deserve a good move. Yeah, I hear you there, buddy. It's all good. Let's just hope you get a good run here on that stock for the next 3-4 days for everybody, because SoFi, 20 to 25 would be a lot better looking than where we are right now. No question. Adventures with Duncan says, good morning, Austin. Michael, I'll be happy when SoFi's over 14.42. Well, we'll go 1 penny at a time, 1 dime, $1. Let's go. 12.18 up 108. Okay, it is definitely higher. Whew. Oil at 87.18 up 36 cents right now. The Dow up 964 at the moment. And GameStop at 106.26 up 835. Okay, guys. There you go. Give this man, Bruce, some thumbs up, says Zach. Thank you, Zach. Michael, is what you got for your average down to? 14 odd. Yeah, 14.42. Well done, Michael. Yeah, you're coming in 230 away, 229 away, and you're there. Yes, sir. Whew. We'll take what we can get. Thank you all for the thumbs ups today. We now have 430 thumbs ups. We are only 70 away from 500 thumbs ups. Thank you for that on an update today. They're easier to ask for, I'll tell you that. Appreciate you folks hitting that thumbs up button for us. Give us some momentum today. 434 are here, 66 away from 500 thumbs ups. That's beautiful. Thank you. We're up $1 on Matterport, 30 cents on ME here. Let's go. Let's go. That would be terrific to keep it coming. 438 thumbs up, 62 away from 500. Thank you all. Now we're only 60 away. 440 thumbs ups have been registered now on this show. This helps. It absolutely helps, and we thank you all so much for this support. All right. Man, oh man, oh man. We're down 1.7, now down 15 points on the Dow. We're up 251 on NASDAQ. We're up 27.5 on the S&P right now. Moderna just got approval from the FDA for people 18 years, I guess, and older for their vaccine. So Moderna got the green light. The stock right now on Moderna is up 583 to 165.30, and the high was today 168. So it's definitely improving, because I think the other day we were at 117 on Moderna, if I'm not mistaken. We may have gotten that low. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I know we were in the 140s, even 130s. We're now at 164.99 on Moderna. So that is definitely helping. It's up 552, and headlines like this does not hurt at all. Okay. Austin, I got no more powder, and my average is 15.16 on 10 thou. Michael says, I bought 2,300 SoFi on the cheap. And does anyone else get the impression that the tide is changing? Asks Bobby. Auntie says 18 and older for that vaccine. I think so. Austin, after Matt Stafford got the W, I partied too hard and my head hurts this morning, says Austin. The tide is always moving, says Amongst Great Danes. We'll see how we do here. The Dow right now down 21. Rocket Lab up 57. The SoFi up 97. GameStop at 104.92 up 701. Matterport up 97, ME up 28, Spire up 20, ATIP up 7, SmartRent up 44, Sextera up 32. Right on. We're going to see how the Super Bowl plays out in, 13 days. We'll see what's going on. Time will tell. Okay. Thank you all for being here today. Okay. Great to have you here. Showing the VIX now at 2675. 2669. That fear index is dropping. It's down 3.5% today. That's very good. That bodes well. The Russell is up 21.5 points. Up about 1.09%, and that is beating the Dow and the S&P handily. The Nasdaq is up 1.78%, so it's number one. Russell's number two. S&P is number three, and the Dow is just up 10 points at pulling up last place for performance today. But we'll hope for a green day on the Dow, up 15 points now. We hope that it'll inspire the markets across the board to just keep on going. Keep it going, baby. Yeah, man. We love it. Thank you all for being here today. Lots of activity here. Those of you who were here on Saturday for the live class we had, lesson number 11, Poor Man Covered Call Writing Strategies and How to Quit Your Day Job. That video is being edited right now. It will be available for viewing on the website, I hope tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest. We're working on that. I've got Emily doing the editing right now on that video. That class went really well. Some fabulous questions. And we went over some really interesting examples of how to really maximize some gains on doing poor man covered call writes. And I know a lot of you were keenly interested in how that was coming together. We're showing more movement here, positive. The Dow up 20.5 points. We've got Rocket Lab up 62, climbing again. SoFi climbing again, now up 104. It just looks like it's getting better. 104.60 on Gamestop, up 669. Matterport up $1.12 now. 963 on Matterport. The high of the day, 968. We are definitely climbing back here on 6.1 million shares. So Matterport is improving. ME at 451, Spire 251, ATP 309, SmartRent 742 up 44, and we're at 1178 on Sextera, up 32 cents. So we've got some positive vibrations here. We love it. Let's go. Zed is saying, do I still have to wait to buy back my GameStop at 95? I'm confused. Zed, if you were exercised on your 95s, you don't have them anymore. Your $95 contracts probably are not in your account anymore, and you now probably received, if I'm not mistaken, you said you had two of them, you would have received $19,000 in cash deposited into your account if you were exercised on your 95s. And I'm assuming you had written two calls. It was two call contracts you had written, unless it was two puts. Am I missing something, Zed? You got to help me out here. Austin, Michael, if I was to borrow, I'd pound about 6 beers before the game, numb the pain before it happens. Let's see. It was funny to see all the Bank of America ads trying to compete with the amount of times SoFi was mentioned during the game. The VIX is down 3%. I'm guessing that's pretty good. It is good. Anyone writing GameStop covered calls today? I got a stink offer sitting out there. Jeff, Arico, I have some stinks out there too, but I do feel GameStop is going to have a slow march up until earnings, so I'm trying to take advantage of any quick movements. Bid missed on that run, says Goody. But yeah, I was attempting to write there too. Obi-Wan Kenobi, can we see the comments in the covered call video, Bruce? There was some good notes in there. I was too lazy to write down. Wait for the class to come out. You'll get your link, and then you can do that. My dad is a wise man. He said, when was the last time an NFL stadium went broke? Buy me SoFi stock. Michael, well, they don't own it, but they've got the naming rights. Smart dad, says Auntie. Yes, I have two of them, and yeah, I have the cash. So you wrote them. You got paid the premium. You got exercised. You have 19.5 cash plus the premium you got originally. You're now in a position to either buy the stock if you want to buy the stock, but right now it's at 105, or you're in a position to consider writing a put or two contracts, depending on the price you choose. If you write 95 puts, you will put up $19,000 to write two of them, which you've got. But you can also bring in a premium for this, which is the point. So you may want to go a month or two out and look for a fat premium that you can get your hands on writing, say, 95s. or writing 100s. If you write 100s, you'll have to have 20 grand, and then you'll get a bigger premium, but up to you. All right, Michael, 20 million a year, I believe. Austin, the UB index is getting a nice boost this morning. Right on. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to see it. We sure think we need it. We deserve it, I think. So I tried to write on that run, but mine sank too much, as Vilbus. Will, so Bruce, does this type of market action confirm your beliefs about the overall market? Maybe that 18% overall drop was a bottom correction territory. Well, as of today, the NASDAQ seems to be indicating that with the gain on Friday and the gain today, we have recovered 3-4% of the losses if we were to stop here for the day, but the day isn't over. Nasdaq has recovered the most. S&P the middle amount, and the Dow had a good move on Friday, but not today. So the Dow is not compounding and adding to the gains of Friday, which might say to us maybe the Dow needs a pause before it continues its march higher, or maybe the Dow has topped out for now and will back off again, running into resistance, or the Dow is saying to the NASDAQ, if you power higher, I'll power higher because you dropped more than I dropped in the last 2 weeks. And that could be what's going on. The NASDAQ overshot, the Dow undershot. Now we got to wait to see how the NASDAQ plays itself out. That could be it. I don't know. Michael is saying Noto's in charge. That's all we need to know right now. Let's see. What do you mean, Bruce, by the buying power designed to make this trade was created from the liquidation of an overnight position? FINRA rules mandate that the use of funds created from the liquidation of overnight positions cannot be used for the day trading until the following day. Therefore, you can only make this trade if you had overnight failure to do so will result in a margin call. What do they mean? The buying power designated to make this trade was created from the liquidation of an overnight position. Okay, Karim, I can only assume that if you sold stock in the aftermarket last night, that the funds are not available to you to trade with today until tomorrow because of settlement rules. But I'm guessing that if you have a margin account and you sold last night, you do have the ability to buy today, but you might be paying interest on the money for a 24-hour period. Just a hunch. Austin, Michael, I've been jotting notes down on the SoFi website and app, and I'll be sending Noto a letter with recommendations. Doubt he'll read it though, but it's all good. Michael, it's worth a shot. Karim, that's on GameStop when I wanted to write. So you needed to wait an extra 24 hours for a settlement to go through before you can write. I'm assuming that's what's going on, and I'm assuming you don't have a margin account. That's, again, I'm assuming another thing. Thomas, in Uncle Bruce I Trust, taking advantage of what I learned in class number 11, I got 10 Apple, February 25, June 15, 140s, poor man covered calls, paid 37, and I got 440. So okay, so what's going on here? So you bought June 15s for 37, right? Which are in the money. Okay, and then you brought in 440 by writing Feb 25s. That's a month from now for 175s. You bought the 140s. You wrote the 175s. You paid 37. You brought in 440. That's what I'm thinking is going on here. If I'm reading this correctly, I'm trying to break the code as we are at 172.50 right now on the stock. I think that's what's happening. And I think you've done well. I think you've done very well here. Nice going, Thomas. Way to go. Way to go. Let's see how it all plays out, because at 175, the stock wants to go to 175 to 180. And you have to buy those 175s back for, say, $6. You lose a little on those, but you'll sell those 140s for probably $44, and you'll make $7 on those. Yeah, baby. You're making money. I like it. I like it a lot. And then you'd roll over into maybe 145s and then start writing 185s, 190s. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. That pays for the class, doesn't it? Zach, Spire announcement, participation in 43rd Annual Aerospace Defense and Industrial Conference, Feb the 8th. Right on. Let's hope that has an effect. That would be great. The Dow is down 39 right now. Rocket Lab up 65 cents to 888. SoFi up 96 cents to 1206. GameStop 105.26 up 735. Matterport at 959 up $1.08. ME at 449 up 28. Spire at 250 up 20. ATIP up 3 at the 310 now up 8. Smart Rent 742 up 43. And Sextera is at 1182 and we're up 36 cents. I think that's what's going on here. We've got green, green, green in most spots. Microsoft down 90, but Apple up 221. Goldman up 223 to 349 now. Cisco down 7, but Facebook up 507. Amazon up 61. Tesla up 67. Google down 560. Got a lot of different things happening simultaneously here. The Dow down 40.45. We're up 23 in S&P. We're up 233 on the NASDAQ. So generally speaking, it's more green than red, I'll tell you that. Yeah, let's see. Very good, very good, very good, very good. SoFi allows money to be used immediately, and withdrawal shows up in the bank overnight. Hopefully they trade options soon. I think it's coming probably sometime in February, March. Looks like that could well be the case because of the charter and everything closing in February with the paperwork and all that. Get ready. Hopefully SoFi will be 15 to 20 before that even rolls around, and then we'll be the 2025 level, and away we go. 12.10 on SoFi right at this moment, up 99 cents. Okay, guys, go, baby, go. The Dow's down 22 points at the moment. Whew, hope I'm answering those questions for you. Hope you're getting the answers you're looking for. It makes sense that it clarified things for you. Let's see what's going on. We'll do the best we can. And let's see what's going on here. What is going on right now? We got a deal going on here at Redbubble, apparently. And trying to figure out what the deal is here. There seems to be a sale going on at Redbubble. I think t-shirts, hats, mugs, cell phone covers, they're all 15% off. Pillows, wall art, all 15% off because they're celebrating their 15th anniversary. And their code, you need to use the code BIG15, BIG15, all in letters, will get you a 15% discount on anything on Redbubble. That includes my stuff. So if you're trying to find something on Stock Markets with Bruce or Traveling with Bruce, head over to Redbubble. The links are on my homepage. And you'll be able to save an additional 15% off your order. And that's okay. Anything wrong with that? Nothing. 462 thumbs ups, everybody. We are 38 away now. Only 38 away from 500. If you could help me out here, we are now 3 minutes away from the end of this show. And I need 38 thumbs ups to get me to 500. We're right on the edge of this show, and we're just below 500 thumbs ups. Could you help us with that? That would be absolutely wonderful of you. We're at 465, 35 thumbs ups away from 500 thumbs ups. We got an up market on all of the stocks we're following. And so hopefully you guys will feel generous enough to hand out free thumbs ups to my channel. No charge to do it. 28 to go. We're at 472. Now we're 26 away at 474. Thank you guys. Hit that sucker. 478, 22 thumbs ups away from hitting 500 thumbs ups, guys. Thank you so much for that. I would appreciate it. Let's see what's going on. Can we get SoFi take another shot, please? Says Will. 1216 at 106. Let's go. or at least Uncle Bruce Hawaii Dancer. People want bobbleheads. Nicholas, holy moly, Matterport taking another shot. 978. We're going for 10. Up 127. We're going for $10. Who's buying the full length Uncle Bruce body pillow? Who's doing that? Just sold a GameStop 211 115 for 660. Vilbus, way to go, buddy. Bringing in 660 for an out of the money call for the 11th. That's a good trade. I like it. Flint Creek, yippee. GameStop stink bid hit. Nice. Dave says 470 now on the thumbs up. And actually, this is where GameStop will take a shot to 115 now. Flint says, Bruce, you rock. Garrody, GameStop bid hit. Wrote a 109 strike for next Friday, 850. Nice. Really nice one there, too. All devices, thumbs ups on all devices. Thank you so much for doing this for us. 493, 7 to go. 493 thumbs ups. Keep them coming in, guys. 496, 4 to go. Love this. Giotti, holy crap. Stinks are super stinky. You got to love those. 498, 2 away from 500 thumbs ups. And here it comes right at the last minute of my show. There's 499 right now. Who is giving me number 500? There it is right there. 500 thumbs ups have come in. And you guys are writing call options on stink offers. I love this. Oh, I love seeing this. 107.11 on GameStop. Well done, everybody. Writing for nice premiums. Absolutely, for sure. Put in your stink buy orders right now and see if you get lucky on a quick day trade. The Dow's down 54. Rocket Lab up 67 to 891. This is the high of the day. Pretty well. 894 is the high. We're just about there. SoFi 1215. The high was 1227. We're at 37.7 million on SoFi now. 1218 last trade. Coming on. GameStop 107.33. Matterport 980 up 129. We're at 184 for the high. We are closing in on $10 on Matterport. ME 450 up 29.5 cents. The high has been 454. We've done 1 million shares. ATIP, Spire, 251 up 21. ATIP up 9 to 311. SmartRent up 45 cents to 744. And Sextera now up 42 to 1188. That is the high of the day on Sextera. 184,000 volume on Sextera. High of the day right now. Nice. The Dow still down. We're down 69, but everything else is flying higher. Amazing what's going on here. What can I say? It is what it is. Yeah. I only have one account, but I'll take credit for any unclaimed extra thumbs, says Fadigan. Thanks, buddy. We now have 510 of thumbs ups have come in, everybody. And we have neat emojis from Socius and Sean and Wendy. Thank you for hitting those neat emojis. Will Carruthers is in there. You know what that means? The markets will just go higher as these neat emojis start to hit the chat room. On my channel, here they come, one after the other, non-stop, relentless upside of this market. The Dow will turn it around, will go higher everywhere. Nacho Concern, neat is being hit here. Oh, it's coming. You got to love that. Thank you, everybody, for chipping in with those. We're up 990 on GameStop, the 107.81. Those of you writing these nicer priced calls, higher up call options, I love it. Absolutely, we love this. Keep it coming on for sure. 1218 on SoFi, 894 on Rocket Lab, 982 on Matterport. We are seeing some round numbers coming up here on some of our stocks we haven't seen for a while. It's about time. Frumbler sold a $10 GameStop call for this Friday for $520. Probably 110 is my guess. You probably sold a 110. Good stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a 110. Right on, buddy. Way to nail it. Taking it in. Grabbing the dough and hitting these things. Absolutely. There it is right there. The 110 for 520. Way to go. NASDAQ article about ATIP. Great buy on the dip. Let's see. Not really following much today. Damn work in the way. Tax lost. 1 month is over. That's right. Uncle Bruce, after last week, I don't think anything can scare me anymore. Arico, take a 10-minute phone call and my GameStop stink got hit. Woohoo! Says Arico. This is easy. This is easy. 107.95. Let's go, baby. Move our markets and let's enjoy some profits for some of our viewers here. Some option profits as well. They deserve them. Absolutely. Apple up 250, Goldman up 330 now to 350 again. Go Goldman stocks. Goldman Sachs, Cisco up 4 cents, Facebook up 570, Amazon up $69, Tesla up $74. Google only down 24 cents. So there you go. This market is coming on. We're green again on the Dow, up 18. Just took a 70-point gain and turned it around. 70-point loss and turned it into an 18-point gain. Now 23 on the Dow. We're climbing. NASDAQ up 2%, climbing again. It's climbing again. Very good. Rocket Lab 894. This is 1 penny from the high of the day on 994,000 volume. SoFi 1222 up $1.12. GameStop 108 up 1009. Matterport 987 up $1.36. 988 high of the day right now on Matterport 7.4 million. We're going to push $10 today the way this is going. This looks really good. ME4 53 and a half up 32 and a half cents. We're only a half a penny from the high of the day. 1 million volume and climbing. 251 on Spire up 21, ATIP 314 and a half up 12 and a half cents. I think this is the high of the day. It is. 209,000 ATIP just surged up about 2-3 pennies to hit the high of the day for the moment. And Smart Rent up 46, Sextera up 45, 1191 on Sextera, high of the day, 185,000 right now. Very nice. Go, baby, go. We're pushing an $11 gain on GameStop. 108.60 now, up 10.70. And we're up 20 points on the Dow. Now we're up 20 points, a little better. And we've got a buy wave coming through here across the board on almost all the stocks we like. This is happening. 108, there we go. Thanks, Coyote. Neat. Those knees are working. It's moving this market. It's going higher. The bagel and the neat emojis have had their effect. They're moving these markets, and we deserve better. Absolutely, folks. Let's keep it going. I'll be back this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time for the last hour of today's trading. Keep an eye on these markets. Stay healthy in the meantime. Tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern and 8 o'clock Eastern, I'll be live on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce. We'll stay on top of travel news over there tonight. So you're welcome to join us at 8 o'clock for the big show. Anyone can pop in at Traveling with Bruce at that point. Love to have you. In the meantime, looking forward to seeing you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. And let's see what's going to happen with our stock today. Hopefully we continue moving up. We have been oversold. And the sellers are gone. There's just nobody selling right now. Tax loss is over. That was sold last month. That's all gone now. Here we go. We've cleaned it out, and so we like the gain right now. Fantastic. Okay, everybody, have yourselves a good morning. The rest of this morning, catch me here at 3 o'clock Eastern, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. We'll see what's going on. Let's hope this market is going to be good for the rest of you simpletons. Yes, indeed. Nacho concern. Neat. That's exactly the message we are relaying here. Let's get going right now to new highs. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. We'll see you later. You got it, Zach. Thanks, everybody. Catch you this after at 3 o'clock. Talk to you then. Bye for now.